Hello, and welcome to another episode of Manifest Actual Play. I'm Tommy Cotton. With me, as always, are Dan Barron, Addie Gia, Seth Lilly, Roman Mylan, and we are here to play some Manifest. But before we get into the actual play and the recap, I'm just going to immediately toss all the attention over to Addie Gia to ask, Addie, do we have any announcements for today?
Of course we have announcements. Announcements I have prepared for.
Do you need me to vamp?
It's too late. You've already taught. You've done the talking.
Sorry, I can't reclaim.
All right. Yes. So, hello everyone, and welcome to today. So we are here every Tuesday, and you can follow us here on Twitch. Just hit that button down below. It'll give you a go live notification to remind you that your most favorite role players are going live to continue their story. You can also, if you have the bandwidth, hit that subscribe button. It allows us to invest into the stream, so we can do things like cool new art or pay Seth for the music he writes for us or other such nonsense. So if you want if you want to contribute to having some really cool improvements that we've got on for the stream, or I guess in line for the stream, you can do so by hitting that subscribe button. And if you've got Amazon Prime, you actually get one complimentary included Twitch Prime subscription. And if you like us the best of all the Twitch channels, we could be that subscription. So you should do that too. If you don't have the bandwidth, time, energy, platform, or cash monies to subscribe or follow, we're still glad you're here. We are going to go for a couple of hours, and I hope that you stick with us. As far as the thing that I'm trying to vamp for, I cannot find this document anywhere. It has just
it's the same place.
I know, but I closed the window and it's gone now. Dan, do you have it up? Do you have it up by any chance? Do you want to do it? No? Yes?
I don't have it up, but if you can talk for like 8 more seconds.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we do this every week. You are aware?
We do it every week.
Generally the same time.
Yeah.
And how could you possibly like another Twitch channel better?
So the thing that I can't find our little blurb for, and I don't want to do a disservice for, is this month's charitable organization that we want to signal boost. Every month we pick a charity that we love and support personally, and want to get out there for awareness and hopefully a little support from you guys.
So our charity this month is RAINN, RAINN. They're the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization. They operate the National Sexual Assault Hotline. They run programs to prevent sexual violence, help survivors, and bring perpetrators to justice. They have a helpline that is available 24/7 at rainn.org. It's a fantastic organization. You should absolutely check them out. And if you have the bandwidth, give them a boost.
And I believe also they do crisis intervention as well. So if you find yourself in a spot needing some of that support, you can also reach out to them as well. They're there for you. So thanks, Dan, for covering for me. We did it so covertly, no one will ever know.
Smooth.
So smooth. In addition to the other announcements, which are kind of the every week announcements, we also did a Kickstarter update. So for those of you who either pre-ordered through Backer Kit or Kickstarted Manifest, there is an update for you to go check out on the website. It probably also was emailed to you, but might be in your like updates folder, which I don't check mine, so I don't know why you would check yours. And that is, I think, it, except for Tommy's going to talk a little bit about Channel Point.
Yeah. Many of you are already aware of this because you've been using it extensively over the past couple weeks. but we've implemented channel points to this Twitch stream, and that we call it viewer grit. It's at the bottom of your chat window there. As you watch the stream, you earn viewer grit, and you can spend that to influence the game. The way you can do that right now is you can spend your grit to give grit to either the players or the GM. You can, just so you know, you can see the grit that we all have up here in the top left corner of our little window. Players have a maximum of 12 grit, so gifting them grit when they're at 12 doesn't really do much. But you know, the GM doesn't have a limit for grit. So, you know, you can just keep pouring the love on me. And think about it this way, it's cheaper to give me grit, and if you give me grit, I give them grit when I use it against them. So things get harder for them, but they also get that grit in a roundabout way. Aha! My sales pitch is working. As I immediately get 2 grit.
Who's the betrayer? Who is it?
But propaganda has backfired.
Good. Thank you, Ryak and Carnaxis, for the grit. I knew
it was you.
And then I'll get to the other grit that is pouring in from the chat in a second. That is what you can do with channel points. If you subscribe, you earn more and more channel points. Otherwise, you earn them passively just by viewing. And if you have any ideas for other neat, interesting things we can do that would not disrupt the game too heavily, we're really interested in continuing to expand the channel point experience for y'all, so you can have an influence on the game without necessarily breaking up the action a whole lot. And it looks like Argatlam is getting y'all some grit. That's +1 grit to Eloise, +1 grit to Dex, +1 grit to Porter. Oh, and the one for Gus is being held in escrow because he's currently full, says Argatlam. All right.
Now
We love you, Argatlam.
thank you both for the withheld grit and for secondhand explaining to me what escrow means.
All right.
You know what's wild about this whole system? I played the whole last campaign on 7 whole grit and a shoestring. And look at what I accomplished. And now I got people funneling me grit.
It has exploded the grit market, that's for sure. Okay. So, we are ready to play. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a look at this amazing character art by Kate May. And transport our minds to the world of Manifest, where things are not so great right now. Woo! And we're back.
Finally, it worked.
Drinking my drink and did not see that the video had ended for a second there. Well. It looks like Random Jerk subscribed at tier 3. That's crazy generous, Random Jerk. Thank you so much. And that means
regular jerk.
And then and I do see that being a tier 3 subscriber, Random Jerk has been able to access all of the available subscription emotes, which are Gus, Porter, and Eloise. There is no subscription emote for Dex because
you can emote as all the
not all the characters. No. Unfortunately, Dex doesn't have an emote yet because we need some more subscription points to unlock more emote slots so we can put Dex up there.
But do you think
you always hold out with the hot one? I mean,
yeah. Hey, if you want to unlock Dex's emote, subscribe. But here we go. We got he's thrown in the chat some Easter themed augmented versions of those emotes, which I love. Okay, cool. So into what happened so far. The story so far. Oh my god.
Wow.
Argalam just gifted 10. Is that 10?
Oh,
no, 5 gift subs. 5 gift subs. That's 15 total for Argalam. Thank you so much, Argalam. That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
You get a sub and you get a sub. Everybody gets a sub. Ooh. Oh man, that's close to a hype train. One more person gets a hype train going, which is crazy. All right. Cool. Oh my goodness.
Is that it? Did we do it?
We got a hype train going now. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Argalam. Oh my god. Argalam and Random Jerk. Random Jerk with 5, Argalam with an additional 5 on top of that. That is 15 gift subs thrown out to the community. That's insanely generous. Thank you all so much. That might, you know what, guys, that might have done it. We might just maybe. Yep. We now have unlocked another emote slot.
Yeah.
So we will get that. We will get that slotted in, and anyone with a tier 1 sub will be able to next week spam the chat with some dexes.
You know, I've actually had an idea for a second Gus pose. Maybe we could talk about.
Oh.
All
right.
We got an open slot, right?
We've unleashed the dex. There you go. All characters will be available next week. Thank you all so much. That's amazing. All right, into the previously on. All right. These 4 drifters returned to Waypoint after completing a job on a mission to hunt down the purpose of a symbol they discovered on some bandits that attacked them. Dex has sort of made it his mission to figure out exactly what the symbol is and where these bandits got their equipment and information from. The other 3 drifters decided that that was important to them as well, and they hunkered down in Waypoint to try and gather some information. However, a wrench got thrown in that plan a little bit because Waypoint is dealing with a situation. That situation is the 108th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade, specifically Daedalus Company from the brigade, who is it's about a camp of 500 soldiers camped on the north side of town, directly under the command of Colonel Mitchell McGarrett, who apparently has a history of sort of harassing Waypoint. So Waypoint's kind of like high tension. They don't like the militia being there. The militia is actually pretty close to being there unlawfully. So, oh my god. Hype train unlocked. Bryak, thank you. This is amazing. So the drifters caught wind of a couple travelers who were attacked by a strange monster on the way on their way to Waypoint. And so the drifters were dispatched by the sheriff to figure out what was going on before the militia could follow. And they discovered some weird stuff. It's a creature that doesn't seem to be around. And then the militia caught up with them, and now they're with the militia in the mountains. They found the creature. It was a terrifying illumination monster that murdered many soldiers before disappearing and blinking away to further down the mountain range. Retreating to get to a more defensible position, the militia and these drifters returned to a large suspension bridge that they had crossed, only to find that that bridge had been destroyed from this side of the ravine. They set up camp nonetheless, and the plan is a little in motion. They're trying to get a read on the soldiers. Dex believes that the soldiers know more than they're letting on, that Captain Schaefer, Desmond Schaefer, who is commanding these two squads of militia soldiers, are he has some ulterior motives, and they're not 100% sure what to do next. I believe when we ended last session, it was getting into the evening. Or no, it was in the middle of the daytime as you all were resting up. Yeah, you marched overnight. Yeah. Camp is getting set up. It is morning time. The camp is getting set up. They had to march through the night. And everyone is kind of resting this morning to try and recover from that very difficult march. I believe is where we left. And Eloise, you get one grit from Ryak.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah. What do we have? Maybe what's everyone up to? Obviously, I think everyone was resting, or are you guys kind of resting in shifts? The camp is abuzz with basically people taking like short rests, like resting up for like an hour or two, and then getting up and continuing work as other people rest up. None of these soldiers are getting a full night's sleep right now. But a couple of them are resting up, having like been the ones who had to like cart most of the gear.
Yeah, we had, I believe, taken a normal watch schedule, basically, so all of us could rest.
Okay, cool. During that schedule, as you all kind of watch, like the camp is moving around, you see as it gets kind of propped up, and some patrols are let out. They seem to be going on pretty short patrol, like not even like that far from view, just kind of getting into elevated positions around this camp to try and have sight lines on any potential threats. Otherwise it's mostly the tents and like the like mobile like fencing and barricades and towers are like kind of being propped up as quickly as possible to like create this camp as a more like fixed position here in the mountains. More of a setup than they had during their march into the mountains. And so yeah.
Quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
So you said they're setting it up as more of a fixed position. It was my understanding that they are looking to move out sort of down and around the ravine, or does it look like they're looking to set up a position here?
It looks like what they're setting up. It doesn't look like they're they're unpacking a lot. It looks like they're setting up like a more, like you saw them while they were on the move. This structure is a little more fortified than what they had while they were. Unless you go and like talk to anyone, that's pretty much all you can get while you just kind of watch as the camp gets like set up. Then as you all kind of have finished like taking your rotation of watches and rests, you all get the benefit of a rest, so you can regain shine, HP, all that goodness.
I also have convalescence, which means I believe that everybody takes an extra 2 additional HP if you need it.
Yep. So you all get 2 more hit points as you rest up. And basically like Porter has like a little like recovery cocktail for the march.
I definitely need one for sure. So,
and As you all kind of wake up, it's getting into the evening time. The sun is already disappearing behind the mountains. Large lights are being set up around the area, and the camp is still abuzz with activity.
I would like to take a look at the pillars of the bridge that have been destroyed.
Sure.
I'm not like smart in terms of structural engineering or any of that, but if I can get a sense of maybe what did this, that would be great.
Okay. You can roll.
I'm actually most concerned with eliminating an animal as the possibility.
Sure. Yeah, so you can roll machinery, or you can roll survival at a -2.
I will roll survival at a -2.
Cool.
Oh.
That's 2 hits.
Okay, so you approach this bridge, this massive, like, long-hanging suspension bridge. There are 2 tall pillars, like 20 to 30 feet tall, rooted soundly into this mountain, that have been shattered at the stem. You immediately, like, as you are even approaching, it doesn't look like they were like sawed or cut with like tools or anything like that. It looks like actually, for you, Dex, it looks a little like a massive storm, like, would have torn this off or something like that, right? Like, it looks like just force bent and broke these things. A thing that you've witnessed before as a child, in your home village,
Okay.
or settlement, so, like, that's immediate. Like, you see that, like, the metal and like wood is like bent and broken and ripped with force. And
But there was no storm when we were coming up this way, right? Like,
There was
there's
no
no way
storm.
a storm could have come through here and we wouldn't have seen it.
correct. Yeah, no, that, like, you are familiar with the kind of weather phenomena that would need to have happened to, like, destroy these things, because that's what happened in your childhood. And this is not, like, there's no way that a storm could have done this without you guys, like, being aware of it. Like, you would have seen massive clouds, you would have felt the winds, that kind of thing.
Also localized entirely to this half of the bridge.
Yeah. So as you approach, you also see across the ravine, about half of the bridge is relatively intact, hanging loosely, damaged, on the other side of the ravine, 900 feet across from you, and then about like 1,200 feet below you, you see the broken rubble of this half of the bridge that has, like, completely shattered, twisted, broken, and fallen down. All the way down. They're strewn about the terrain down there. And how many successes did you get?
2.
2. So as you look around, you know, like, just thinking about it, like, there could be creatures that maybe could have done this. Why they would do that, you're not sure, right? It's like, you know, your thoughts go to, like, Piazza birds or Gaurau or something like that, like something huge enough to possibly do this, but it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason, and also, you notice no tracks, so that doesn't seem likely. There's been a lot of movement around here over the course of the night, so it's not like there's any fresh, like, trail or track or anything like that.
Sure.
But you're at least pretty sure at this point, having kind of, like, looked it up and down, that this wasn't done by tools.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head back to our little encampment then.
Yeah. 4 of you are kind of, like, perched up in, like, a little spot in the camp as the soldiers keep moving around.
We don't know why they're planning on staying, right? Because they're not planning on fixing the bridge. Do we know what their
No,
next
when
move
we
is?
spoke to Schaefer, his long-term solution was
Mm-hmm.
go around.
Right. To
But I guess
waypoint
I had
or
a
to find the creature.
I guess I had assumed that. Oh, to Waypoint. His long-term solution to get us out of here was to go around to get back to Waypoint. I guess I had assumed they would be more interested in doing that sooner than later, but I guess it also makes sense if they're trying to recover this thing.
All right. Can I find? I haven't talked to them yet, but I assume I remember from our kind of mental connection conversation that Corporal Jaeger. Can I find him and see what he's up to?
Sure. Yeah. You guys, I don't think anyone's really spoken with Corporal Jaeger as of yet, right? He's just been observed by you guys.
I think so.
Yeah. So, you can find him. He's not on patrol right now. I mean, I say patrol, it's really not patrol, like guard duty outside the wall. But you're able to find him. He is at a table, kind of like working on some machinery. It looks like he's getting like ammunition like prepped and ready and like sorted. And he looks up and sees you and goes, "Can I help you?"
I was going to ask you the same thing. Anything I can assist you with? I mean, any job, it feels weird traveling with you and eating your food and not actually helping to support it all. So,
well, you know your way around munitions?
A bit, mostly non-lethal, but I've done a few rounds for sure. I can help you out.
All right. These are going out on patrol tonight. These had to be serviced. They're not up to code.
Sure.
So if you can identify good and bad munitions, go ahead, sit on down. Don't be doing anything. People's lives count on this, so you ain't.
Oh, I understand that I'm a civilian, but we'd have no reason to try and get people killed. We're traveling with you. We're with you.
All right.
Is somebody saying different?
Have a seat. He slides over some stuff and then goes back to working without answering your question or saying anything.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, go ahead and roll machinery for me, Porter.
Let's see how it goes. Machine. Okay. Don't have anything that'll help me, right? Is it my first impression with these guns? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Oh.
To be fair, he is playing the player. The player is a bullet.
That's surprisingly 3 hits.
Yeah,
I got a 3 and a 3 and a 2.
You're fine. You keep pace with him, and you're not making mistakes. Like for a little bit, he does like watch. Like you see him look as you like are sorting the munitions, and like when you find like something that's been damaged in transit or something, you like identify it and move it, and like he kind of looks, and there's like one time where he like grabs like there's like you have like these like heavy firearm rounds with explosive tips that like you find a box of those, and like you're checking, and like, you find one that like has like just the smallest little like hairline fracture that would make it potentially dangerous in rapid fire. And so you were like, well, we'll set that one over there. That one can be like serviced or decommissioned, whatever. And like he like looks and sees that, and then like once he sees you do that, he like stops double checking your work. And he does go, good catch, and then goes back to working. Doesn't really make any small talk with you.
That's
like that from him. You can you can talk freely. He just doesn't speak to you.
Things like that. People don't catch them, and they turn out to be something very troublesome later on. Well, it's a thing I always try to avoid. How long did you serve? Not serve per se. I did work on a shipping line for a little while. So there were munitions that we would sell, or that might need servicing just from the people guarding the boat. So
not bad.
It is interesting. I know I can understand getting weapons prepared, but it does seem like everybody else is setting up a kind of a permanent camp. Are we planning on staying here for a while?
That's the order I got. We have a mission to decommission that thing out there, that creature, make it not a threat no more. And we're here to do that job. If anyone had been wounded, we may have had to split the camp, but my understanding is McKay is the only person who survived Tango with that thing.
How is he doing? I haven't gotten a chance to check in with him.
Right as rain. Probably about to go on patrol tonight or tomorrow. Back
on duty already?
Yeah, everyone we got. Honestly, word around the campfire is that Captain or maybe Sergeant Breckenridge is going to ask the four of you to accompany patrols tonight. We figure this thing hunts at night, so we're going to go try and flush it out. We don't have any hope of finding its lair or den or whatever. Don't seem to set up permanent residence, so we're going to hunt it until we kill it. And apparently, like I said, we need all the gun hands we got. And the four of you did good enough surviving. So,
well, if it helps at all, I think I saw the mountain it landed on when it did that flash disappear sort of thing. I don't know if it would still be there. It might be trying to come back here. I don't know if it's going to attack us for any specific reason, but
what does this thing look like? I mean, I heard some stuff, but sometimes soldiers they make things seem a little bigger to puff themselves up. You don't seem to have that much ego.
I appreciate that. That's a compliment as far as I'm concerned. But that it was hard, probably, to elaborate on the details of something kind of grotesque like this. It had I don't know, like a burning bark for skin and glowing mouth, glowing eyes. This is out of character. It had scythe. Did it have knife hands?
No, it just had extremely long, sharp, claw-like fingers.
Right, long claws, and it was faster than anything I've ever seen.
And it ain't too far off of what I've been hearing. So, hell, if you're any good at shooting, as you are with tinkering, well, it'll be a use. And if you ain't good at shooting, I hear you're one hell of a medic. So, happy to have you, sir.
I've got a friend who's fairly good with guns himself, so we mostly depend on him for that.
Yeah, word is you're traveling with a gunslinger.
Yes, as far as I can tell, he keeps it pretty close to the chest.
Well, I suppose we're fortunate to have the four of you up here. Then, if you're looking to go on patrol, I mean, like I said, I don't know when the sergeant or the captain's going to come talk to you, but if you're wanting to get on one of the patrols going out here in a hour or so, I'd suggest seeking out Sergeant Breckenridge and see about getting you out there in the field.
Will do. I appreciate that. Sorry, remind me of your name.
Corporal Yori Rager.
Jaeger, that's right. Nice to meet you. Porter Janus, if nobody's told you all about me already.
Well, I got names. Janus, Reynolds, Gurley, and Bailey. That's all I got.
Well, the gunslinger's Dex, and Eloise is Ms. Reynolds, and Gus is what we call Mr. Gurley. Although I think you can call him anything. He's not going to raise too much of fuss about it.
All right, well, there's another little rumor rolling around camp.
What's that?
It's that Miss Reynolds got some unique talents beyond just the tinkering look of her by her gear.
What have you heard? I don't know. I hadn't heard that one.
People said she's got a little shine in her.
And what do people say about that? What would you say about that?
I ain't saying one thing or another about it, but that kind of thing makes people uneasy. I mean,
Can-
look at the thing we're out there fighting.
Do you think that's a person?
Person, no, but get too much shine in any living creature, I imagine it eventually turns out like that.
I need to know. Can I do a read? I'd like to know if Corporal Jaeger does have negative opinions of illuminated people.
Sure. If you have playing the player,
Mhm.
you can roll manipulate. Otherwise, you're gonna be rolling discipline.
Manipulate it is.
And you're gonna be up against a 9.
9. Okay, I think I got that. This is first impression with him because it's my first conversation with him.
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect. Oh. I have 4 hits over 10.
Woo!
Over
Yeah,
9.
over a 9.
Right.
Jaeger does have I mean, it's right there, like playing on his face, like the way he kind of like tightens up when he mentions it. Like he's a little fascinated, but mostly like in like a kind of like sicker way. Like he thinks like when he says like if you put enough shine in something, like it probably all turns out like that. Like your mind harkens back to that like kind of propaganda you were reading in that pamphlet about like shine, like illumination and shine being like a sickness, like a disease that can like get worse and make people become effectively like dehumanized. And he seems to kind of buy into that. Whether or not he like buys in like 100%, you're not sure, but at this point, as a soldier in the militia, armed with the protection of everyone in Fort Dearborn, does it really matter how much he believes it? He's entertaining the notion, and that's kind of bad.
Well, I don't know much. I don't know about Miss Reynolds, but what I can tell you is you can't always trust everything everybody tells you when it comes to rumors, whether that be Miss Reynolds, whether that be about the monster, about Shine itself. It's best to keep an open mind when you can.
Sure, yeah. I mean, she helped save some folk back there, so I guess she's one of the good ones. And so I ain't gonna be looking over my shoulder with her on patrol. As far as I can tell, for you straight shooters.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope you get the chance to actually have a conversation with her. Then you may not have to look over your shoulder, but just she's a good conversationalist. Actually, probably the person I know that talks the most.
Yeah.
I think she'd be a good match.
Begging your pardon, sir, but I ain't here to make friends. And while I am grateful for your assistance, I got a job to do here. And
absolutely no, I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Just about my social quota for the month.
What do they ration it out for you in the military?
Everything.
Well, cheers, Corporal. I appreciate the conversation, and keep an eye on that one. The trigger's a little bit twitchy on it.
All right. Well, no chances. He like moves it off to the side to be like checked out. All right. Well, made short work of this. I guess I'll get my sack going. I'm gonna be going on 3rd patrol, so might see you there, might not.
Cheers.
And he like starts packing things up, seeming to expect you to leave.
That's the plan. What was the name of the commander or the person that I need to see again?
So Sergeant Breckenridge is kind of your liaison, and then of course there's Captain Schaefer, who is in charge of both of these squads right now.
Oh, I thought Northrop was our new handler.
No, you talked with Northrop, I think, for like a second, but Breckenridge is still your liaison.
Perfect.
Yeah, Breckenridge is totally fine and only 1 week from retirement.
he's gonna retire. He's got a fiance who's going to open up a shop in Bone Summit. He's got a good life ahead of him at Brecken.
I feel a pit in my stomach for this dang fake corporal or whatever.
Is it gonna be his life or is it gonna be another limb? Only time will tell.
Yeah. So while things are happening, can I find Dex?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I assume. I guess I don't know. Dex, are you hiding?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I go look at the bridge and then I come back to camp.
I squirrel Dex away and have like a conversation with Dex real quick. All right, Dex, I've been thinking about it really hard. I feel like I got two things maybe we could do. I wanted to talk to you about them, and then maybe you can convince the group because you sort of got the strongest moral compass of us. All right. So thing number one is we offer to just head to Waypoint. We offer to just start out, and I can use my stuff to get us farther away than they can follow us. I mean, they might send some folks with us. They might not. I don't know. But if this thing is, look, it feels like they're equipped to handle whatever that thing was. But I think that thing and out here ain't where the badness in this situation's being done. You know?
What's the second thing?
It was gonna be we stay here and offer to fix the bridge, but it's staying. And so that's just sort of nothing, I guess. I don't know. We're in a rough situation. I feel like there's good that could be done, but not here. There ain't good that can be done here that don't give us into a whole heap of trouble where the real good could be done.
Okay, well let's play this out then, right? We leave. We get back to Waypoint. What do we do then?
Try to figure out what the heck they're doing with illuminated people that's causing them to get like that.
So in that scenario, it's not two squads of the militia. It's the rest of the brigade in a fortified camp that's prepared to wait there until the rest of their squads get back in who knows how many weeks.
Yeah, but we're in town with people who know our names and faces. Like, don't have us in our crosshairs there. What can we do? I don't know. We can figure something out, right? Like something bad's being done back there or in Fort Dearborn or somewhere that is less immediately dangerous to us and easier for us to, I don't know, figure out something about. I don't know what we get out of this situation.
I don't think they're going to kill that thing. I think they're going to capture it if they can.
Yeah, but I mean, what would we do different? Would we just kill it? And that's better?
My plan.
Yeah, I mean, that would mean fighting all these soldiers, right?
I'm not convinced trying to just leave doesn't also mean fighting a lot of these soldiers.
You don't think? You don't think they just let us go?
Witnesses now, Gus.
Yeah, well, they ain't gonna send everybody with us. It's an easier fight. There's less I don't know what Porter used that word. It's like culpability. or plausible deniability using it. You heard him say that, right?
I know the idea you're getting at.
Yeah, there's only a few of them, and we can escape. We can get out. You say, oh, we got attacked by something out in the Badlands, and we had to go. If we come back and all these soldiers don't, we're as good as dead when we walk on a waypoint.
I don't think I can go with you on that one, Gus. I think it's a sound plan. And if that's what you and Porter and Eloise want to do, I support it.
You don't want to do it, do you?
No.
You think we'd do better out here with all them? You think? Let me ask you this, Dex, because I think this is what gets at the heart of it. So, I think a lot about your gunslinger stuff, and there's a lot of stuff I don't understand, but there's some stuff I think I do. What lets you do the most good for the longest amount of time in this world? Staying out here or going back?
Going back means letting evil go.
Nah, Dex, nah. I don't mean letting evil go. It means we leave a hoop snake out here in the Badlands, and we go and we take down the nest.
I don't know if I can explain it in a way that makes it understandable. But that hoop snake's still going to hurt someone.
Yeah, well, we can come back for it. I mean, heck, Dex, I don't know. I got a bad feeling in my gut. There's something bad happening here, but it ain't happening right here. I mean, there's some bad happening here, but you cut the head off the hoop snake. See, it's all about snakes. These guys are snakes. You gotta cut the head off it, off the snake. These guys are the snake tail. And those guys are the snake head. But we got to get to the snake head, and then the tail can't do nothing.
Yes, they're all snakes. It's not one snake.
I don't know, but ain't it better to kill the biggest snake?
The snake you're asking to kill is the Fort Dearborn militia.
The snake you're out here trying to kill is part of the Fort Dearborn militia.
Yeah, but what you're proposing is the whole Fort Dearborn militia.
Ain't that what you're
Do you
proposing?
understand that's the fight that you are trying to pick by going back to Waypoint and figuring out who is at the top of this?
It's the same fight you're picking by killing them all out here.
Well, then these ones are dead when we go after them in my version.
Yeah, but then so are we. So are you. Right? I know you're scared about getting us all killed and all that. Just no, I don't understand everything about gunslinging. But I know that sometimes a gunslinger has to find themselves a better position. Don't just go headlong into evil, no matter the cost to themselves. You know how I know that, Dex? It's because they're still living gunslingers. I don't know. I could feel myself getting at another one of those things that you can't explain to me. I just wanted to float that by you. We can talk to the others.
I know it doesn't always make sense. It's not all rational.
You could.
Let me put it
Gotta
this
be
way, Guts. If I could do something else, I wouldn't be on this path.
Be on the. I don't know. Be on the path better or different. If it ain't at least the third rational, then it. I mean, exactly a third rational. And I tend not to follow it. You're acting on a lot of instinct. Sounds like. You gotta center yourself. A lot of instinct and a lot of righteousness. There's a third point. It's an important one. Can't leave it out.
Gus is like pointing to the like necklace
Yeah.
triangle.
He's like motioning down. He's like, see it?
I trying to like non-verbally signal that like we should take this to the rest of the group. I like pat Gus on the shoulder. Yeah, but they don't shoot as well.
Yeah, but we punch better.
As you like follows you. Porter, were you going back to your group or were you going straight for Breckenridge?
I was gonna go to the group first.
Okay. So Eloise, while like Dex and Gus were having their little sidebar and Porter was getting to know Corporal Yeager, what were you up to?
I don't really know. I got up and kind of everybody was already gone, and so I'm just sort of like sitting here, and Dex told me to be like safe and stuff and like not go anywhere. So
I do want to clarify, when me and Gus were having our like private conversation, I absolutely would have wanted to have a sightline to Eloise if possible.
Sure. If I don't, that's up to Eloise how visible she is at all. But
I mean,
basically, like we have our own camp, right? Like basically, you mentioned like everyone is gone. Dex 100% would not have been like invisible if you looked around.
sure, but like doing his own thing. So I guess probably what I'm actually gonna do is I was thinking about maybe like working a little bit about like on Gus's armor. Maybe I know that he got beat up a little bit, and like if he's not wearing it, I would do that. Basically trying to find something to like do with my hands, but like not go anywhere because I've been put in like this little corner. So yeah.
Yeah, I left my armor behind.
Yeah. So I guess that I
yeah,
just work
is
on
it
that.
is it damaged? Is it are there?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. You can go ahead and expend a machinery cube and
Okay.
see what you repair. It automatically repairs 3 armor points just by using the machinery cube.
Sure. So that's 8 hit points or armor points.
Okay, 8 total.
Yeah, including the 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about where that puts it, but
Me neither. And then the other thing is I wanted I was looking at like there isn't a mod that exists now for this, and my armor's pretty full, but the tech part of my armor ain't. And so I was thinking like of playing around with like a quick release escape, like in like the Iron Man suit, or like the or like the War Machine suit, where like
That's
it'll like come off.
I think I mean you have socially adaptable, right? That's why it's built in small like kind of
Yeah.
points. So I think given that it has socially adaptable and is also like it's kind of like built into your clothing, like for one thing you can just like break it down into those little points. But
This is more for like if I step out of it for someone else to step into it.
oh well, it's like tailor fit for you.
Right. I wanted to fix that. That was the thing I wanted to do, so it was a little bit more malleable. I
Sure.
don't know.
Is it doesn't it have the fitted mod or does it not?
It does not have fitted.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think with just some time you can sort of build in that like kind of functionality.
Cool. I just start like working on it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing some tweaks on it, kind of making it so it can be like removed. Since it is in separate pieces, it'd be pretty hard for it to be like a straight up like you step out and someone else immediately steps in. But like if you were to remove it and put it on someone, it would build around them. It's kind of what you're making.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of like build that out. You're working on that, and then Gus and Dex and Porter all kind of return around the same time. You find Eloise sitting like around your guys' tents, with her Omni tool out, kind of like working on her armor. There's like a floating in midair, like this kind of like projection of schematics and like data as she kind of like tweaks her wrench a little bit, and then like the numbers change, and then she like like, and then the numbers change again, and then she like moves on to another part.
Oh, that's a really smart idea. I think my my weapon is still degraded to standard quality from that one misfire. I'm gonna sit down with her and I'm gonna work on my weapon too. So it looks like, you know, you've got the team together working on something, and if we have a mental connection, I won't look so obvious.
Sure, yeah. You to do that, to raise the quality of your weapon, it's a medium projectile, right?
That's right.
So that's gonna take you 2 machinery cubes to upgrade. And that's all it is. It's just like repairing parts, swapping like components, and like fabricating like small parts of it that you need to like upgrade to make it excellent quality, and a lot of like cleaning it. So yeah, Eloise Porter like pulls a stool up and like takes a small part of like the little like table and starts working on his gun while Dex and Gus step up to the rest of you. Gus, your armor is sitting there next to Eloise, repaired.
Oh, well, dang, El, thanks. Oh, this looks good as new. Heck, better than new. I got it used.
Oh, but that's okay. It fits you so nice. Is the thing.
Oh, thank you.
So
Yeah.
it's all fixed. All of them like scratches and stuff. I just buffed those out real quick. So it'll look real great.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So we sort of wanted to have a little chat a little bit about sort of what we do. And Gus is trying to speak in like a little quieter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Porter. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's just trying to speak quiet. Go ahead.
Just trying kind of surreptitiously. Porter's looking around, making sure that nobody's too close to them, or like watching them, or like trying to listen in on the conversation.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an observe test.
What have I got for observe? Wow. Okay.
You're up against 10.
Of course I am. No, it's not my first impression. I've traveled with these people quite a lot, right?
Yeah, in this particular instance, a wide sweeping.
Fair enough.
Also, that only works for social skills.
It doesn't apply.
Oh, actually,
right.
Actually, no, wait. In a roundabout way, you make a very good point, Porter. Because you have playing the player, you can roll blend.
Oh, that's helpful. Well, not really, because my blend is 5, but you know, I appreciate the sentiment.
Well, okay, I tried.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Oh my god.
It's just a regular misfire.
Did you?
Oh my god!
Come?
So
That-
you did beat a 10 then.
Actually, I'm not the aggressor, am I?
You are not.
So no, I didn't. No.
So it's a grave misfire again
Oh my gosh.
for Porter.
Get the guns ready, baby.
I am going to scrape by so that it's at least a regular misfire, but
Okay.
only because I think this is important.
That's 3, right?
Right.
So you spend 3
Brutal.
grit.
This is my least favorite tradition.
Stop participating in it.
We're not making you
Yeah,
do this.
yeah. Seth's just roll better. What's
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Wow.
Are you taking the class of dice rolling?
Yeah, Porter seems good.
Seems fine.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent.
No, the camp is busy.
Mhm.
No one seems to be chatting up. You actually see Breckenridge. You think, oh, maybe he's going to come over and talk to us now because you heard that he might. He does like glance over to you as if to like clock you, and like the thing you read on him is like, oh, I need to go talk to them in a bit. But like he keeps going.
No trouble. Everything's fine. So what did you want to talk about?
Yeah. So, like, should we leave? Should we just go? I think whatever's going on out here in the Badlands, it's not. I mean, it's not the real. There's something bad, but it's not where the real bad's taking place, right?
It's where some of it is, as far as I can tell.
Like, I don't know. If we stay out here and see some more things that we ain't supposed to see, or do some things we ain't supposed to do, we're probably good as dead when we walk into Waypoint, if we get to Waypoint, right?
Do you not
we leave-
think? Sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Do you not think we're already past that threshold? Like,
Not I don't know. I mean, I don't know these guys, but if we leave, I can make it so that we can run fast and they can't catch us.
I'm all for avoiding a fight at any given moment. I will say, if what Elle says is true, if that creature used to be a person, then there's no way the militia doesn't have anything to do with that. I think I think they're the cause of this, and I think us seeing what we've seen is already enough for them to want to keep an eye on us. And especially what Dex said about, well, you know, I was there too, about them trying to keep an eye on Eloise and watch her. I think they might want to try and do the same thing to her, or at least use her to try and fix their mistake.
Yeah, so if we can get into a town where we know folks and they know us and they know our faces, that feels helpful.
I don't have faith that the entire town of Waypoint is going to fight the entire militia on our behalf. I could be wrong. I mean, we're charming people. We're lovely, absolutely, but
Yeah. It's fine for me, but I don't know about for us. No, that's just a little joke for the situation. I hope you like the joke. Yeah, but like if they saw Eloise getting dragged by some militiamen through the street or like out down an alley, like somebody would probably say something.
What do you think, Al?
I don't know. Really, really, truly. Like that I don't know if Jack can be saved or not. But if he can't be, he's in a lot of pain and he deserves to be not in that pain anymore. And I think that there are probably some good people still here who are going to be killed by him before he's down. And I think that if what Dex said is right, then like no matter what we do, I don't have a very bright future. So I don't think that we should be making decisions based on me, I guess is the thing. Because, like, I made a mistake. And now I just got to live with my mistakes. It's like literally my worst nightmare. So it's fine, though. It'll be fine. And
What mistake did you make?
oh, I just let him see.
There was no other option, was there? We would be dead right now without you. It's not your fault that some arsehole saw you do what comes naturally to you. That's not fair. Don't blame yourself for this. Your opinion matters the most here, but you've got nothing to apologize for, love.
I mean, I don't know that that's true. I don't really want to make the decision. And I mean, this is like Dex's whole thing, right? Is that like he's got to kill that guy who killed that guy, and he's got to like, rain down justice
And
or whatever.
He is being characteristically silent.
Oh
but,
my, Alana. Yeah, no, Dex. Oh my, I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but you ain't alone out here. I mean, except from us, what if we got other gunslingers involved? You got a whole peak full of people who are sworn to shoot bad guys, bad people. The sheriff of Waypoint. If they don't know what's going on, and it gets to keep going on.
I'm not.
I know you're supposed to like figure out your own.
I'm not certain they wouldn't help, but spend a lot of time in your first couple years, really, as a squint, talking about the problem of the family. There is a lot of discussion, at least on the peak, about why, of all the gunslingers on Manifest, they don't just shoot everyone in the family. And I have to imagine a lot of those reasons extend to the Fort Dearborn militia. Like I said, I'm not certain they wouldn't help, but I'm not positive they would.
I mean, human experimentation, even if they're illuminated, is like not an okay thing. So if like
Oh.
I imagine that Brimstone is like doing that, whether or not it is sanctioned, it is easily deniable. And they like, I don't think we have to go up against the whole militia if this is a cause that we're taking on. But I do think that like it is one of those things where it is some social maneuvering. And like maybe we can find some like cute little kid or something to like be the like poster child for it or something. And so like people will be like, oh no, they're so evil. But like I guess the thing is like I think from what I know about militias, they are easily what they care about is the people who live in their towns. And then like secondarily the the rich people who live in their towns, and then secondarily the people who live in their towns, and then thirdly the people who live basically close by to their factory towns. And so if those people are upset with something that the militia is doing, they are more likely than not to pivot, is what I've seen previously. But not in Fort Dearborn, which is much more militaristic. So but I mean I haven't seen like a lot of the militia. I haven't like been in a militia or something, so but I don't know how we achieve leaving.
Hey, Dex.
And Dex ain't gonna go, and I don't think we should leave without him.
Dex, let me ask you a question I just thought about. The thing about the family got my wheels spinning. Is this a problem we think we could, in a meaningful way, help?
No.
Well, then let's go find one we can. Let's go.
Right
Hey,
over
let's
there.
go get that. Let's go get that gang. Let's go get that gang that was stealing LRC parts. That's one we can do.
So I'm gonna take like my little hand and put it on Gus's big old hand, and I'm gonna be like, I think that Dex made his decision a long time ago. Gus is the thing. Think that he wants to do all the things you're saying, but there's something right in front of him he's got to solve. Right?
I think he thinks he's got to solve it.
Right, but isn't it his choice to solve it? I like
It's
give
his
his
choice.
hand a
Don't
little
mean he don't.
squeeze.
It's his choice. Don't mean you don't get to get an earful from me.
I tried to tell you what this life was.
Yeah, but like, you didn't say it was gonna be short.
I said dangerous and violent all the time.
Yeah, but you're so good at shooting people. I thought you meant for other people it was dangerous and violent.
Mm-mm.
All right, Dex. What do we do?
Right this second, we wait.
I understand that Breckenridge is planning on asking us if we want to go on patrol with them. Does waiting include reconnaissance, or should we stay in camp?
I'd feel a lot better seeing with my own eyes what we're tracking down and how we're tracking it. I'd rather not rely on their scouts to tell me what they saw.
I'll go with you then, and Gus and Elle stay here.
All right.
I mean,
So It's not my intention to put you in harm's way, either of you, but I don't trust any of them to be able to handle themselves out there. Scouts, they might be passable, but I watched them try to fight this thing, and they were laughably unprepared. I do not want to be the only capable fighter on the field if this thing finds us, which means I'd like to bring Gus. And I don't think it's a good idea to leave Eloise behind in this camp.
No.
Alone.
No.
Not that you can't handle yourself, but not many people win a fight against a dozen militiamen alone.
I thought it might be safer for her to stay here, but I don't think she's safe anywhere. I don't think either of you are. That makes sense.
I need to go. I'm gonna go over somewhere else. I won't go far. I can't. And I will just like I guess head over to the like bridge where it's like collapsed or something, just to like look at it and like take more measurements that I've already taken like 3 times.
Sure.
I don't really want to be part of that conversation about how safe I need to be anymore. So
Yeah, Eloise, you
I
had a
I think I wait like 30 seconds and then I follow Eloise.
you find her standing at the edge of the ravine, looking at the broken bridge.
So what's the word? Fixable?
I don't have enough cubes. It is fixable. Well, I can make something to get us across, but if the mission is to stay here, then there's no reason to invest in getting across. So, it's nothing. I cannot do it for less than 29 cubes. So, but maybe I can think of something. Thought maybe like a ballista shot with a rope, but I don't even have enough rope.
Bad idea. I'm worried you think I think you can't take care of yourself.
So the thing is, Dex, is that I really can't. And that's okay.
I think Dex laughs for the first time you've ever seen.
That's obviously untrue.
I mean, I will eventually lose every fight because I can't attack. I don't know how, and I don't really want to hurt anybody. I'm very good at a lot of things, but what I ain't good at is fighting, and that's okay. That's something that I don't feel the need to be good at. I can defend myself, but from a protracted fight, there's nothing I can do short of like pick somebody up, one person up with my mind and throw them as far as I can, which is probably not even that far. So, like, what I did the other night, that was a fluke. I'm not that good, and that's okay. But
You think that you being illuminated is what means you're capable?
I mean, I'm
This
capable of a
armor,
lot.
you built this, right?
Yeah,
Out of what?
I don't know, stuff.
I like pull my gun up, like just like holding it like face down. These were given to me. I know how to repair these. I know how to clean these. These are a tool of my trade, and they are mine. I could not make this if you handed me a kit with instructions. I put it back in my holster.
I mean, I could teach you if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
If you're afraid of not being able to win a fight because you can't do anything offensive and you don't want to hurt anybody, think about it. You're clearly a genius.
I mean, like, no, but
Yes. Don't do that. Don't do this thing where you pretend the compliment isn't true because you're uncomfortable. I watched you put together bullets in literal minutes, which is admittedly not a tremendously difficult machine to build, but again, minutes. That is the difference between we're getting ambushed and I'm out of ammo and we're dead, and we're getting ambushed and we're fine. You are not incapable. You just have to think of ways to apply the things that you know how to do to the situations you are in.
I don't really have anything to say to that.
Just think about it.
Okay.
The reason I'm concerned about your safety in particular is because I think they want you. And there's more of them than there are of us. It has nothing to do with what you're capable of doing.
Eloise, roll machinery for me at a +2.
Okay. Wait, is this like any of the things I get a +2 with my talents? Blacksmith, gadgeteer. Okay.
Bridgeteer.
4 hit.
You're looking at Gus, looking around.
Dex.
Yeah, sorry, Dex, looking around, and as he tells you, like, apply your skills to the situation, like adapt to the situation, you kind of look at some of these fortifications that you didn't really know that these guys had brought up here. And you realize if you could convince them to break down like 2 of those guard towers, you would have enough to enact your plan to cross this ravine.
Okay. Figured it out. I figured out how to do the bridge. I didn't realize that they had so many extra cubes, and it would take very long, and they wouldn't even really be salvaging, and it would take like about a day and a half, I think, maybe 2. So there you go. Very capable.
Like I said, genius.
I just don't want to be. If you guys are going to talk about me, I just don't want to be there while you do it.
We talk about you while you're there because we want your input.
I don't really have any. I guess. So I'm not upset. I mean, I'm upset because of I did stupid things, and now we're here, and it's a place I've never wanted to go back to. So I just
It is not your fault that they are ignorant and hateful.
no, it's not. But it is what I can control is what I do. And what I didn't do is control myself. I've not used my illuminated abilities for over 5 years.
Speaking from personal experience, I would rather be in danger and alive than safe and dead, which seems like the choice that you had. The situation is bad. It's nobody's fault. Well, it's their fault. It's nobody's fault. I would leave.
Well, while we're giving advice real quick, Dex, I'm not going to pressure you to leave. But I will tell you that measured justice in this moment is what is required. We should not kill everybody here.
I do not want to.
Okay.
Porter, you see, you finish fixing up your gun. Just as you see, it looks like Breckenridge is finishing up something on the other side of camp, and your read on him is that he's about to come over and talk to you. You have a little bit of time, Gus, during that, though.
Yeah, I just wanted to have like a quick conversation with Porter, if that's all right.
Yeah. Breckenridge is like, the look Porter gets is like, all right, one more thing, and then I go talk to them.
Yeah. So, Gus, I just had a thought. I know we're about to go out and do something, but can I really quickly just like look at your blade thingies?
Yeah, sure. Here, they're Hodag punchers, modified a little bit, but mostly they were for punching Hodags.
Oh, to get them to move.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
if they're not going where you want them to, you got to punch them. But they don't feel it, even for me, just fists. So you gotta have some pokers on the end there.
Even with these, that's surprising. And I'm just going to try and like, not obviously, but like it. I want it to look like I'm fixing them while I'm actually trying to get a sample of whatever bark or ash or
whatever,
possibly
whatever
flesh
residue
might be left on them from him punching.
Okay, let's do first aid. It's been some time since the fight. You guys marched overnight,
Right.
and I imagine, like, Gus didn't have a lot of time, but also if Gus's hands were covered in stuff, he probably would have cleaned them at some point between now and then. You guys had a full rest and everything. But even still, like, there's lots of little crevices that maybe there could be residue. So we'll do a first aid unopposed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it at a -7.
-7, but I've got a med kit.
Yep.
I've got pharmacist, which specifically I'm salvaging something from his blades, so I think that should count.
Oh yeah, is pharmacist +1 to like it's the whole deal?
+1 to
Crafting, salvaging, repair. Yeah.
tonics,
Go for it. Yeah.
Good. And is there anything else I can use? No, we're not treating an injury. I really just want to use first impression for everything.
You haven't seen these before. You haven't really taken a deep look.
Right.
Welcome to my world last campaign.
I think these should do it. So then it's a -5 then.
Yes.
Okay. Just really quick. You know, I'm gonna spend 3 grit and I'm gonna go at strong.
Ooh, you're down to 1 grit, Porter.
I know.
You get to roll first. You might not have to.
It's true.
Oh, good point. Thank you. I do get to roll first. I forgot.
Mine to spend that 3 grit to scrape by.
Oh.
God. You inhale it.
If you break these, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Three. It's what I'm gonna ask. I don't think the chat, but I'll ask other players. What do you think I should do? Because I did hit 8 with that would be 2 successes with a reroll, or I could go it strong and get 3 successes for sure.
You can do the reroll before you go at strong. Or if it exploded, you can explode before you go at strong.
Oh well, you know the rules better than I do, and that's helpful. in this
Also,
moment.
Random Jerk just gave you another grit.
My hero. Good. I appreciate that. So then I'm done the 2 grit because I am going to go it strong. That reroll was a 19, and I want to get that 3rd one.
Okay. Cool. So you get 3 successes. So you do get a sample, and it's not super obvious. Like you're not like, it's not definitely not obvious to like people around. Like Gus probably notices you're looking at his stuff with a med kit nearby.
But I'm not like digging around like with a vial under it. Like
the most of what you do is like observe, right? You actually there's a like you take you turn a couple dials on your med kit and like take like press a couple buttons on a screen, and like a little like chink pops out, and you actually like kind of like attach like a little like optical thing to your eye for like precision like surgery. And it's just like this like little like 1.5 inch like little tube, and you like, and it like shines a light down on the gloves, and you like look at it, and you like lift up one of the blades, and you're like, there it is, and you pull out like a little like tweezer, like precision, like little like very very thin nose like tweezers, and you slide it in there, and you get a little fleck of that like black substance that made up that thing's body.
Excellent.
And then you close it down, take away the thing, plop it in your medkit.
I think while this is happening, Gus doesn't really notice because he's just venting to Porter. Like, I'm so dang tired of having this conversation with Dex, because what he hears is, oh, Gus doesn't want to die. And that's not it. What I want is for Dex not to die. Because that kid's good. And he's been doing good since I know him. The first thing I met, he did good for me. And he's done good since then. I'd love to see him keep on doing good. I'd love to see him out there with that belt buckle that they get, just walking around, helping people, you know? I want to see a 40-year-old Dex. I want to see a 50-year-old Dex. Right?
I bet he ages well.
I bet he does. God, he'd age so well, and he'd be so good. See, that's his thing. He thinks I keep bumping up on me not wanting to die, or what he hears me bumping up on is his gunslinger training. But I know that ain't gunslinger training he's spitting. He ain't talking because he's a gunslinger. He's talking because he's a dang old kid, right? A kid who can't look down the road and see what's there and step around the problem right in front of him to keep on walking that path. He's just so dang young, and he doesn't know it. He thinks he's a gunslinger. Gunslingers are all 80 and wizened and sitting up on peak. No, he's a 20-year-old with a couple of guns and some vinegar in his veins. Oh, dang it, Dex. He could be so good. I want him to keep being good. Yeah, he would age well.
Tommy, give him a grit.
I can't. He hasn't spent any grit. I can't.
Escrow grit. I have an escrow that's growing. Yeah. I put it all at GameStop.
Yeah, and Porter, you are able to take off the lens, and just the last little bit of your roll, it's going to take a little bit for your med kit to synthesize anything from it.
Okay. I'd like to compare with the information that I have on the tonic that I took from Donovan.
Sure. Okay.
Because
that data is already in the med kit. So yeah, you're basically like it starts like scanning the sample. It's going to take a while because it's a very small sample.
That makes sense. I'll and I'm taking off my like little scope thing, and I say, I don't believe that Dex thinks that you're a coward. I don't think he wants you. I don't think he believes that you just want to live. I think he knows that you want him to live. I just think that his moral code is more important to him, and he's afraid to ask you to go with him. He doesn't want you in danger either.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I live my life, and I'm happy to go and I'm happy to go and do good, but it's got to be good worth doing and continuing to do, and that's what
I know.
That's the trouble.
Sustainable goodness.
If you do some good once and then die, it's not worth doing a little bit of good for the next 40 years.
Well, at the very least, he's got us. And he's got more than just guns. And I think that's going to help him.
Sometimes he thinks he's only got the guns. Sometimes I think the guns are talking. Sometimes I think he literally says, "Guns, what do you think?" And he translates.
I could see that. I could actually believe that.
He named them.
No. You have to tell me what the names are.
Andrea and Margaret. Oh, I'm just kidding. I couldn't keep. Dang it, I couldn't keep it out.
But from now on, that's how I'm going to refer to them.
Oh, that might be what I do too. That's a fun little joke for us. That's a fun little joke for us.
I like this. This is good.
And you see Sergeant Majdi Breckenridge approaching, having finally given some final orders. He is walking up to Porter and Gus. Eloise and Dex, you do see this from across the camp. Breckenridge is walking up to your guys' little area.
We should get back for that, you think?
Oop.
We head over there.
So Breckenridge walks up and goes, "Well, you all get a good rest after that hike?"
With a little bit of help, yeah, I think we're all right.
All right. Fine. Oh,
Nice,
good. All
nice,
four of
sweet.
you here. Come on over, he says, gesturing to Eloise and Dex as they walk up. Now, we have the captain has informed me. Plan is to set up this station for now. We think that thing is on the hunt. We're hoping to catch it at night while it prowls. So we're sending people out on patrol. But as you well know, we lost quite a good few soldiers out there, and well, we're a little understaffed, as it were. So Captain was hoping the four of you could lend your particular set of skills to the effort to hunt down and take this thing out. Now, I mean, you ain't being conscripted. You ain't soldiers of Fort Dearborn. He's not pulling any of that weight, which is his right to force people into service in times of emergency. But we ain't got to that point yet. If you wanna leave or stay in camp, you're welcome to do that. Once we have completed our mission here, we will accompany you back to Waypoint. But judging from what I hear, y'all know how to take care of yourselves, and well, I got more than a few bright-eyed, bushy-tailed privates out here that are gonna just they're gonna need a little bit of help out there. So I'd also appreciate it if I could rely on the four of you. But again,
Right.
your choice.
Frank, now I can't speak for the rest of us, but I got one condition. I think you know what it is.
Did you talk to Breckenridge about getting one of those sticks? What was it? It wasn't.
It's
No,
well
it
known.
was Northrop. I think it was Northrop, right?
I think it was Northrop.
He's made enough noise.
Does Gus have
If Brooke,
glasses?
our
Because I
liaison,
really
doesn't
love
know
this
about
image.
No, Gus doesn't have glasses.
The captain
fine.
did inform me that you were hoping to get your hands on some of that hardware. If you go on patrol, it will be there, and whoever you're with will be under orders to follow your lead on it.
Are two of them still broken?
Yeah, we have some people working on it, but honestly, technicians back at the garrison were the ones that crafted those, so they're probably not usable anymore.
If you want me to take a look at them, I could fix them. Also, if you want a bridge, I actually have. If you're willing to tear down two of the guard towers, I could make us a bridge.
I knew you'd figure out the bridge.
Brick, you're lucky. You're about to watch a brilliant mind at work.
So I guess
What is it you need to make a bridge?
It's like a modified bridge, but it is a conveyance across the ravine. I need two of those like guard towers. I just need to be allowed to salvage them, so I can create, and then I can get you all the cubes back if I can salvage the other side of the bridge once we're over there. You won't even like lose resources like you'll net probably some.
I mean, getting us across that bridge, we don't have great amount of resources to make the whole hike back. I mean, we weren't counting on being out here for this long, or as long as it will take for us to return. So if you can get us across that bridge, I mean, we don't have to salvage our way through the mountains hunting for our meals on the second half of the trip back. I mean, yeah, I'm not 100% authorized. I need to run it by the captain, but I cannot imagine he will deny you what you need. A couple of these guard towers, I mean, we still got what we need to make it work. And hell, if we manage to take that thing out in the next couple nights, won't be a problem. How long do you think it would take?
Somewhere between 36 and 48 hours.
All right. I'll have an answer for you before first patrol heads out. As for the gadgets we brought out here to wrangle
if you
this,
don't want me to look at them, it's okay. I just can. I know that
I appreciate the
understand
offer,
technology.
but well, I can run your request up to the captain, but
it's not a request; it's an offer. I'm not asking for it. They seemed real useful, and if you want somebody to actually fix them.
I mean, if you think you can fix them, we have some engineers out here, but we ain't got a tinkerer.
I mean, I could if you wanted. I wouldn't learn anything.
It ain't about what I want. It's about the proper protocol in a situation like this. Might be if you were to be given access to sensitive militia materials such as that, we would need to. You'd be required to at least speak to the colonel after, if not return to the garrison for proper debriefing. Which of course, something along those lines. I mean, we might be able to even compensate you for your trouble if it puts you out. But at that point, you would be being conscripted, at least for a short term, so that you would be bound by law to.
I mean, I don't need that. I just it seemed like they were real useful. So.
And they are. Hey, it ain't a bad gig here. A conscript makes a pretty decent wage. Someone like your talents, I mean.
I don't need money is the thing.
All right. Well, shall I not extend your offer to the captain then?
I guess it depends on how desperate he is, because I ain't agreeing to being conscripted. He would have to force that issue, I think, probably.
You know, Captain Schaefer ain't the type to want to force anyone into anything, so.
But I have the capability, and as a resource, I can do it, I guess. You should just know everything that you've got in hand, right? In your pocket.
Well, I will pass that information on to the captain, and he will do with it what he will. But you seem nervous, miss, and I do. I spoke with the captain. He has no intention of conscripting the four of you. You're free to continue living your lives as free citizens of Fort Dearborn.
I just have a nervous disposition. Don't worry about it.
Not worrying about it at all. You
Okay,
you
good.
handle yourself fine out there, from what I hear. If we're going on patrol, we got a patrol going out in about half hour. We're gonna rotate patrols every few hours, ranging up and down the ravine at first, and then branching deeper into the mountains from there. We're limited in our people. If whichever one of you would like to accompany the first patrol, I'd appreciate it. If y'all's needing to work together to do whatever you did back there against the thing earlier the other day, we can arrange that as well. You'll just need a supervision of an officer, or at least a sergeant.
We'll head out as the four of us. You figure out whoever needs to go with us.
Sure thing. That will be up to the captain. I will let him know. First two patrols are set, so if you're ready to go in about 5 hours, middle of deep into the night, well, got clear skies, so you got the moons on your side. Should help with the patrol a little bit, and we'll have already covered a decent amount of ground at that point. So, all right.
Cheers.
Captain will have his orders. I may convey them, or he may do it himself. I don't want to speak for him, but I do appreciate you offering to help out.
No, of course. We need anything we can do, because you've helped us plenty as well.
Yeah, that's it. He doesn't have anything else. He stands there for like a second or two longer, and like, all right then, and then marches off.
Sure. Okay.
Dang, Elle, I knew you'd get it. Gosh dang, that's so cool.
I didn't even think about the watchtowers. That's brilliant.
I didn't know that they had them. So if they're willing to sacrifice for just a little bit of time, I can even, give them the stuff back. So
Good on you.
yeah, it's it'll be real fun to make. I'm looking forward to it if they want me to make it, because the conveyance of some of the supplies and stuff will be like a real challenge, I think, because like I was thinking maybe just making a sling, but like for the gear, it probably you get it.
Yep, for sure. I suppose if you all want to get some sleep, I could keep the first. I've got work to do anyway, so trying to get some sleep before we go out on patrol.
Have we actually been awake long enough that we would need to?
You guys are all pretty well rested at this point. Like food and water probably would be the thing. Like it's like basically because you guys slept through a decent amount of the day. Your sleep schedule's all flipped. I mean, you're not feeling 100%. Like you ran overnight. Eloise is still pretty sleep deprived. But like not tired enough. Like maybe a nap at most. But that'd be it.
I'm gonna do the daily clean and reassemble your guns that I know how to do from memorization.
You do that. Within an hour, Private Goyo Nishi and Corporal Florina both approach the four of you with a crate. And you see behind them a couple of the guard towers starting to be like disassembled and broken down. And they sat down and the corporal goes, Ms. Reynolds, is this a good place, or do you need it over by the ravine? Captain says you're going to get us across that thing.
Over by the ravine is much better. Leave like I think probably like a 10 by 10 square for like construction would be great. And then if you guys have like a table I could borrow for just temporary for all the little stuff, I'd really appreciate it.
Ours are to get you whatever you need to get these squads across. We're expecting some trouble down the water, and well, We might have some wounded, and getting everyone across the way. That's gonna be the long and short of it, and we're gonna need that. So whatever you need, miss. We are here. My name is Corporal Florina, and this here's Nishi. But you come to me if you need anything. I'll get the engineers to break down them towers and get it set up over there.
Thank you.
And she turns to Nishi and like goes, all right, come on. And they like lift up the crate and start walking over that way. Then over the next like hour and a half, the towers get like broken down, and you get like a supply. You're even, if you want to go over there and like see to it, you can. You have about 4 soldiers who are basically under instruction. They're under the supervision of Corporal Florina. They basically are like instructed to assist you with whatever you need.
Sure.
Yeah. And like a couple of them do seem to be like part of like the engineering corps, and they are like handy enough. Like they broke down the towers, and so like you have an extra set of hands or two for when you start working.
Well, we gotta braid a lot of cable, so everybody's gonna get to it, I guess. Is there enough that I can start making it?
Yeah, you have about 5 hours that I mean, like, it's gonna take time, but like, yeah, you can put in 5 hours of work here if you want. And they are going to assist you.
All right. I presume I'm rolling machinery.
Yes, this is machinery.
Does this come with any
Okay. So the task at hand is to cross 1,200 foot deep, 900 foot wide ravine using scraps and cable broken down from just your personal supply of materials, as well as 2 guard towers that have basically a singular purpose of being ratcheted into a stable structure for a temporary kind of temporary like station. It's not anything you need. And if I recall, you're trying to make like basically a gondola to get across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a ski lift, but a gondola also would work too.
Sure. Yeah. Well, my terminology is whatever. Ski lift, whatever. A thing that is a basket of people that goes from one side to the other. Yeah. This is a tremendously difficult task that you've decided to undertake. It also is, you are working like in the night and so on. So this starts at a -9.
Okay.
Your help from the soldiers around you gives you a +6.
Okay.
Because they rolled very well.
Okay, so.
Or Dearborn, they get it done.
So you said it's a -3?
It's a -4, is what it is. This it's too big of a project to be a gadget. It's I guess, do you have the vehicle mechanic?
I don't.
Okay, then yeah.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, if you don't have the vehicle mechanic talent, then I don't think any of your talents augment this anymore. You do have your Omni tool, which is of assistance here.
Right, which is a +1, I think, and reliability.
Now, before you start, are you cutting corners?
No.
Okay. Because that would shorten the amount of time it takes.
Yes. But also, I don't want to cut corners when people are hanging in a basket. We're going to have a cliffhanger situation.
The corners of this thing are so important.
Can you imagine if somebody caught Eloise like, hey, isn't that pretty important? She's like, but it'll go faster if we don't.
We don't need seatbelts. It's fine. Everybody will be too scared. Yeah. Okay.
So you have how many cubes right now?
Currently I have 4 machinery cubes.
Okay. Do you have tech cubes also?
I have 5 tech cubes.
So you can supplant 3 of these cubes with tech cubes if you like.
Right. So I have 7 cubes I can dedicate to the 29 that it'll take.
Okay, cool.
So
So that's you get breaking down these towers, you get 24
Okay.
machinery cubes.
All right.
The reason that is of significance is because if you wanted to add 3 more cubes to the equation, you could cut corners and then patch them up after the fact. Sorry, if you wanted to add
Right.
so that would be
Yeah.
net 1 additional cube. If you really wanted to go like super triple, like ultra fast on this, you would need to find 1 or 2 more cubes to make it happen. Otherwise, you're looking at every roll costing a day and a half worth of time.
Okay. And then what is the threshold?
It counts as a class 3 item. So you're looking for 6 successes. Every roll gets you closer along the way. Once you reach 6 successes, you'll have completed the project, and however many rolls is a day and a half per roll.
Okay.
Unless you are cutting the corners, in which case it's even this time.
I'm still not going to cut corners.
Cool.
Okay. So I have 4 hit. But I think I will spend 4 grit to twist the knife twice.
Okay.
In order to get it done as soon as possible. Get her done.
Right. At a good old 13 grit. Cool. So you start getting to work. I don't know how Eloise works as people are at her beck and call, waiting for her to direct them. But you have 3 engineers and like the corporals in and out. But you have basically 3 engineers who are like at your disposal to help you out.
Sure. Yeah. No, we have to resynthesize all of this stuff so that
You mentioned cable. Should we get to work on that?
Yes.
All right.
So we need 2,400 feet of cable for redundancy. So we've got a lot of braiding to do. We're gonna triple braid it. So we're gonna need 3 braids of 3 times that length, and then braid them again, and then braid them again, and that'll be our first step. And then we'll work on the gondola. If you guys you should find some gloves, because working with these are going to be pretty rough. Your hands are going to get pretty beat up a little bit, and watch out for splinters. If you get splinters, don't keep going. We'll take them out because you could get splinters, and that's real dangerous. So just, and then let me know if you don't want to do that anymore, and I can find another thing. There's lots of tasks, so you just
Should we get started? Okay. When you say gondola, 2 of the engineers are like, and then they basically you gave them the task of threading cable, and they know how to do that. They're trained, and they start working on it. And then you're able to you kind of fall into a rhythm with them where you're able to kind of prefabricate certain things and then have them start assembling and putting things together. Over these 5 hours, you basically get like most of the cable you need, and you start to get together the device that's going to allow you to like basically make purchase on the other side to then run this cable.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Dex's help to just shoot that thing right across.
So that's what you're doing for the next 5 hours. I don't know about Dex and Gus, but and Porter, but the eventually you are approached by Sergeant Aiden Castilla, who basically comes up and says, "All right, you're to go on patrol with us. Is Ms. Reynolds coming, or is she working on the bridge?
Oh, she's coming along. I can fetch her if it's time.
All right, we head out in 20 minutes. So get your things together and let's hit the road.
All right.
Meet you at the north exit. And Sergeant Castilla heads that way.
Mhm.
And all of you are able to get your stuff together.
Good.
Unless there's anything particular you want to do before exiting the camp. You make your way. Oh, go ahead.
I think I did want to see if I could craft something in that time.
Sure. What did you want to make?
Probably a tonic
Okay.
of some sort. Probably. How do you knock out a hell beast? What would be the best?
So crafting a tier 1 tonic is definitely within range for you as far as time frame goes.
That's what I figured.
Um,
So I'll probably make. Oh, there goes that. I'm gonna try and make a sleep tonic.
so sleep is going to be tier 2.
Tier 2.
So that's not
Right.
going to work for you. You could give it basically tier 1 is going to be something like -1 to all skills in a skill group, nausea, euphoria. It could be like a 3 damage poison. That's going to be about all you're going to be able to achieve in
That makes sense.
in the time you have. Because even cutting corners, you won't be able to have enough time to make a tier 2 tonic.
I'll do a. Can you do a -2? I'll do minus to muscle then.
Okay. -1 to muscle skills.
Yep.
Cool. So that takes 1 first aid cube. You roll up first aid, and then
correct me if I'm wrong. A poison tonic bypasses toughness, right?
yes.
Is that better?
It might be.
That makes sense. Yeah, any damage taken, I suppose. That's so.
Right, because a 3 damage poison tonic, if you land a hit, is a -1 to everything.
And yeah, toughness is the biggest issue with this. Okay.
Yeah. It basically
I'll
it
do
needs to fail its negate test, and then from there, it takes just 3 damage directly to hit point.
Good. Perfect. Medkit and pharmacist does apply to this as well, right? Tonics. Yes, that's on there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Good. That's 4 hits there.
Cool. You make an excellent. I mean, so it's important that it's excellent because it makes it harder to resist. So
Good.
So keep that in mind. You make 3 doses of
4 doses.
4 doses with your with your mass production talent. You make 4 doses of 3 damage toxin, basically.
Good. Thank you.
And then you get all that together, and you have plenty of time to like eat up, fill up your like water, get ready for the road. And then the 4 of you walk up to the gate, and you see you are going to be accompanied by Staff Sergeant Aiden Castilla, Private Merrick Metzger, and Private Alf Ralston.
You best believe I looked up who squad he was in charge of when you mentioned the corporal.
The other half of this squad is returning from patrol. Corporal Jaeger seems to be debriefing with Sergeant Castilla, giving like a report, transferring like where they've been and everything. And as they walk out, like Corporal Jaeger just gives you like a nod, Porter. And Castilla shoulders like a massive like machine gun, and like goes, "All right, well, this is Private Metzger, Private Ralston." Ralston's like looking right at you, Dex. Metzger too. Both of them were there. We are going to be heading out at 302 degrees and moving soft, quiet, but quick.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fan out, stay within line of sight of each other, and we'll signal if we see anything. This means stop. This means take cover. Anything else? I'll shout it at you.
Did I receive my stick?
They have gear with them, like on their packs. They could have the device. You know that the devices are collapsible. They took them out of like crates that were within the size of like the materials they have on them. But no one hands you anything. Is there a problem?
I was told I'd have a stick.
You're talking about one of the grappling devices. We are under orders. Should we encounter the creature, Private Metzger here will provide you with the device and assist you in its application. You got the damn thing with you, don't you, Metzger? And Private Metzger goes, "Yeah, it's in my pack."
All right, I guess I'll just sort of sit here and wait for Metzger to put it together if we see the thing, and hope he doesn't get ripped in half.
Stick close to me, big guy. We'll get it together. This thing goes quickly. It goes together in a jiffy.
All right, I'll keep you standing while you do.
All right. Well, now that we got that out of the way, y'all ready to move out?
Waiting on you.
All right. As they get to the gate and the gate starts opening up, Castilla kind of like looks. He's at the front. He looks kind of over his shoulder a little bit at you, not like making a full contact, as seemingly not inviting discussion on what he's about to say. As he just says, "I don't suppose y'all need to be read in on a military structure. What I say out there goes. All right, you're drifters, but you're under my command right now. You ain't conscripts, but you're in my squad now. You watch my back, I watch yours. Clear? I give commands. It's for a reason. All I need is a yes."
Understood, Staff Sergeant.
And the door chink opens up.
Lead the way.
And Castilla like makes a two-hand motions. Metzger goes left. Ralston goes right. Castilla like doesn't fully unsling the machine gun, but like has it like at the ready. And they start moving out. And that's where we're going to take a quick little break as the four of you head out into the night. Dex, wherever you go, that's where Ralston goes.
Great. Thank you. Finally. Thank you.
We'll take a quick break here. I got 10:18 on my clock. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. So around 10:28. Those of you at home, refresh your drinks, go to the restroom, think about what terrible things are going to happen in the night. Probably nothing. It'll be fine. Whee! And we're back. For any of you just joining us, these 4 drifters are accompanying a squad of soldiers into the mountains in the middle of the night to hunt down a terrifying illuminated creature.
That's a great idea.
So you are under the command of Staff Sergeant Aiden Castilla, and accompanied by Private Merrick Metzger and Private Alf Ralston. They kind of fan out. They don't fan out like so wide that like people won't be able to see each other. But you guys are trying to cover some ground as basically Castilla takes point, leading you like in directing like where you guys are going. Very little talking going on during this time as per Castilla's command. Move quickly, move quietly. To that end, I need everyone to either roll a sneak or a survival check.
It's survival or sneak.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh, snap.
All of you can have a grit. I need to make my own luck here real quick.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you
Dang
do.
it! I just spent 2 on playing to the gallery, so I could be off of 12.
Well, you only you're at 11 then. If you spent 2 grit, you gain 1.
I am at 11.
You are at 11. Gus is at 11 grit.
Now I have the Olympics theme stuck in my head. How dare.
They were that our audience wasn't there for that. Come on.
Yeah.
Doesn't
All right.
matter. It's still stuck in my head.
All right, cool. You all are up against a 12.
Of course we are.
Did anyone beat a 12?
No, I did not.
Nope.
No.
What is everyone's highest?
Same.
Highest of 5.
I also have a 5.
Hey, twins.
I had a 9.
I played to the gallery to count my 10.
Hey, okay. Well, you'll be happy to know that all 4 of you eliminated my 3 other successes because they were all lower than 5. But my make my own luck did pay off. Oh, I should mark that I made my luck 11 as well. All right, cool. No. Okay. So you continue through the night. Basically, Merrick and Gus are relatively moving in coordination with each other, not like shoulder to shoulder or anything like that, but like kind of in the same area. Like Merrick covering Gus's movements and everything. Same goes for Dex and Ralston. I don't know about Eloise and Porter if you're kind of more centrally located or if you're branching off to the left or the right.
I would not.
Cool. So I assume you two are kind of just like following Castilla.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. Sweet. This goes for a while. This goes through the night. It's not nearly as hard as the like long, hard march or anything like that. You're rested, you're prepared. But it is tough-ish work. Not enough to force a fatigue test, but you do know at least if you tried to like book it back to camp, like full speed ahead, like this terrain would require probably some rolls and maybe incur some fatigue damage if you were trying to traverse it any more quickly than you currently. Is anyone doing anything in particular besides just trying to keep an eye out and stay quiet?
No.
Ah.
I have some tonics that I might try and pass to my teammates.
Okay. You're definitely
they have
able.
them.
You're definitely able to achieve that. How would you like to disperse your tonics?
I would like to give one 1+1 muscle tonic That's a tier 2, so it's to the attribute to Gus. I'd like to give a +1 finesse tier 1 to Dex. And I suppose I'm going to give a healing tonic to each of them.
Okay.
Out of 3 of them. It's a tier, it's a just excellent quality. I didn't write down the tier for some reason.
It's
Healing.
well, that probably means it's a tier 1 then.
Right.
Should be 3. 3. It doesn't have any side effects, right?
No.
Yeah. So if it's excellent quality and doesn't have any side effects, it's a tier 1 that you made excellent. Tier 2 would still have 1 side effect.
That makes sense. So 3. So 1. Each of you get 1 tier 1 healing tonic. The +1 muscle and +1 finesse. That one, the +1 finesse is tier 1, which means it's to the skills.
Okay. Is that short lasting or long lasting?
Short, unless you specifically put turn it into a long lasting property on there.
No.
So short.
Is there a side effect? The muscle tonic?
To the muscle tonic, there is. It's uncontrollable laughter.
Terrifying.
And that's all I'd like to do.
Cool. So if you're all just trying to keep an eye out for any danger or anything, you can roll observe. This observe test is at a -6.
Is any of that because it is dark?
Yes. 2 of that is because it is dark.
Okay. I have standard quality night vision goggles, which I believe just negate that.
Yep.
Okay.
My excellent quality ones give me a +1, right?
Yep.
To my very good score.
So it's only a -4 with the night vision goggles, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do about that?
You're up against a 14.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I did twice as good. I have a 6.
I did roll an 8.
I'm questioning myself because I am terrible with rules, but if I get a 20 on a reroll, that means it's not a misfire.
You're good on the reroll.
Excellent. That's all I need.
Yeah. Misfire happens before any explosions, any rerolls, any reliability. It's on the initial roll. That's what tells you. Wow, Seth. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, so this patrol, you were able to see the timing of these patrols. Like, you guys are going to be on patrol for about 3 hours before you are expected to return to camp. Or at least return to, you actually get a little bit, basically it's like you fan out, you spread a little bit, and then Castilla signals for you all to kind of group together. Pulls up a device on his wrist that kind of gives a rough map of the area as the scouts have started checking it off. And is pointing out the spots, and basically there's a spot that he can return to radio back to camp to let them know that you're returning, because now at this point the scout paths are going a little further away. So within 3 hours you need to make it back to a point that you passed about 45 minutes after leaving camp. That's that's the rendezvous that you're supposed to make. It's a couple hours. And then he explains that to you, and then gives a little bit more of a, okay, every once in a while checks in with everyone. No one's seen anything. Okay, we're gonna go this way. You guys go up on that ridge. You go down in this area. You hold the back, that kind of thing. Castilla's just kind of giving out commands, organizing it, and you guys are able to move along. Quiet as can be, until you get to a point where Castilla calls you all back and is looking at the ridge, or at the pathing ahead, and goes, "All right, some bitches out here, I know it. All right, so we got this rock formation here that splits into 2 paths. So Flare gun on either side should make it so we can rendezvous at either the front or the back of that. We should split in half. 3 of us should go one way, and wait, how many of the 4 of you and give them? Yeah. So 3 of us should go one way, 4 of us should go the other. Metzger, you're with me. Ralston, you go off to the side. Mr. Gurley and Ms. Reynolds, if you could accompany me, and Metzger, and Mr. Bailey, Mr. Janus, you move with Ralston, and from there we'll reconvene at this point here. We shouldn't be apart for longer than 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on terrain. And if you run into any problem, you hit a flare, and we double time it to assist you.
The way we work, actually, I usually go with Gurley, and I have Dex go with Miss Eloise. That's our normal split. If we could switch that up.
Go ahead and roll manipulate. I'll give you a -3.
-3.
Yep.
Okay.
You haven't rolled yet, right?
No.
I got grit. I'm
You
gonna.
know who else has grit?
Well, you have 5 grit now, as I spend 2 of my grit to bamboozle you twice. So that -3 becomes a -5.
Then I'm going to bamboozle you 3 times.
So that you're down to the 2 grit I just gave you.
That's right. That's how petty I am.
Hey then. Back up to 12 grit. And Porter's down to 2. Now he can't scrape by.
That's all right. I've got something else I can use.
-3. Well, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 3.
Okay. Well,
that -3
this
came in handy.
This is not a successful roll because I have no hits over that. But I have Wink and a Prayer, and I'd like to use that here.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
I have failed a social test. I can re-roll it with Wink and a Prayer, and I'm gonna do it, damn it.
Yeah, you do it. While you're doing that, Gus, you get a grit from the chat. Argotlam just noticed you had 11.
You. Escrow.
Okay, so I've got 2 hits over 3 because I am the aggressor.
Okay, sweet. So Castilla, like, you
just realized what it meant.
Yeah, you rolled a 3. So Castilla like turns to you, and like as you say this, you see him already begin to bristle. Like he's like, "I fucking said," and you just give him like a little a slight wink, and like, you know, like, if it's not too much trouble, boss, and like give him a wink and like a tap on the shoulder, and he like kind of takes that and he goes, "Fine, if you're more efficient, doesn't make a difference to me, but let's move out."
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And so split is now Dex and Eloise going with Ralston, and Porter and Gus going with Metzger and Castilla.
Right.
Cool. Y'all split. You split, and as you kind of get that like barrier between as they're moving up, Ralston does say, of course I'm with the fucking Shiner.
Sorry, what?
Keep it down. walking. Gets into position, looks around. Got a problem, Slinger?
Yeah. But there's more dangerous things out here than you, so it can wait.
Yeah, all right. How about you check that ridge over there? I'll move up ahead. We get this over with. And we can go our separate ways and never have to talk again. I like that.
That's funny. That's real funny.
And he just doesn't say anything to you as he moves forward.
Yeah, I'll go peek that ridge.
Sure. You look around, you don't see anything in particular. You're looking for any signs of passage, any movement, anything. It's been more or less similar. You do have good light from the moons. I mean, not like perfect, but at least there's a decent amount of light, like plenty of you're in the mountains, so like the moons only help you a little bit, but it's better than pitch black.
Yeah.
You don't see anything along the way. You've seen like a couple, like maybe like a sign of like some Axon hounds or some Warrican, and like you've also seen some movement, but it turned out it was just like a Kaloo or some copperbirds in the night. Like nothing too crazy. And that persists. Ralston like gets up ahead and waits for you and Eloise to approach to his position. And he goes, all right. Well, I think I may have seen something. Not enough for a flare. But you, he says to Eloise, you stay here, you hold this position. Me and the Slinger can go take a look at it. If there's any issues, I'll signal you, you fire the flare. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, pulls the flare out and like sets it down in front of you. He says, let's go see if you're any good with those things.
Lead the way.
And they branch off and start going pretty far away from where you are, Eloise, and they're going to break line of sight with you.
So I'm alone?
Yes.
Okay.
Aww.
I wait. I tried to make eye contact with Dex as he's leaving, like, please don't. But whatever. Probably is gonna do it anyway. And I keep
Yeah, I go down a dark alley with this known murderer.
Cool. Meanwhile, on the other side, Porter, Gus, you, Metzger, and Castilla make good time moving along. And there's one point where Metzger is I guess nearby Gus and goes, You're a gunslinger friend. How stupid is he?
What do you mean?
He and Ralston, I think they maybe got some differences to sort out. Out here, I mean, your friend dumb enough to pull iron on militiamen? Because, well, sir, we're gonna have problems if that's the case.
What are you talking about? Dex is a professional, right? We're all out here working together, trying to survive. I mean, did you see what that dang thing did? Ripping all those people. Yeah. Sorry, I'm keeping it down. Ripping all them dang people in half, and you think he's gonna draw iron on a feud?
What I heard on gunslingers seems like right up their alley, don't it?
Yeah, but they also got an instinct for self-preservation.
All right. So he ain't that stupid. Good to know.
You can trust Dex. He won't do anything untoward.
Dex, as you
I would love to get a read on Ralston in this moment. I just want to know if he actually saw anything, or if he just wants to get me alone to do something.
Yeah, go ahead. You can roll manipulate. Because you don't have playing the player, so you can roll discipline.
I would like to roll my much better skill, please.
You are up against a 7.
I have a 7.
Okay. He may have seen something, but he's been angling since you went on patrol with him to get a moment alone with you.
He saw an axe handle hound, and so now he saw something.
Yeah, whatever he did or didn't see, it definitely wasn't enough to warrant breaking line of sight with people. He's breaking protocol so he can get alone with you.
Okay. That's all.
So you get down, you kind of like drop down, you have to kind of like hands on a rock, like kind of like walk down. And as you kind of slide down, Ralston goes first, and then you come down, and he's standing there and he's looking right at you. And he goes, "So, you and me, we got make sure we're on the same page out here, don't you think?"
You killed a man in cold blood. There's bigger
Self-defense.
problems out here than that. No.
Calling me a murderer?
Yes.
Listen, Bailey.
What? Alf?
You didn't see what went down in that, and I don't like having my name besmirched.
You shouldn't murder people then.
You shouldn't make accusations.
Gun was in his holster.
Ain't no way you know that.
Listen, I'm not a particularly bright man, but I could see him.
I think you's confused.
No, I'm pretty clear. But as I've said a few times now, there's bigger things out here than you. So you can wait.
I can wait. What? I'm supposed to be scared of some wannabe gunslinger out here who's just gonna show up one night, just pop me in the dome because he thinks I murdered someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna roll challenge. As he
Cool.
goes, well, why wait then? And reaches like for his gun.
I resist challenge with discipline, yes?
Yes.
Great. Woo!
You are up against an 11.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh my. Oh my.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, shut up. Stop.
Okay. Well, so you can have a grit. I'm gonna spend 2 grit. To play to the gallery. To count this 15.
Ooh.
Which then explodes. Okay. I have 4 net hits over an
Wait,
11.
did I just raise Dex's?
Get out of here.
This poor idiot child.
Dex, you were at 9 grit, right?
Yeah, I'm at 7 now.
Cool. I raised your grit on it. Yeah, so you get 5 successes. What do you say back to him as he goes like as he like kind of like puts his hand nearby his gun and goes, well, why wait then?
Because you have a rare opportunity to live another day.
He like stares at you for a second. You just standing there like calmly, like hands like on your vest, like not even reaching for your gun. And like he notices that like you're so confident that you're not even reaching for your gun right now, as he very clearly is reaching for his. And he like stops for like a second and he goes, "You're all right," as he concedes. What do you want this concession to be?
I want Alf Ralston to genuinely rethink his life.
You want him to not sell death sticks and go home and rethink his life?
I want him to like really rethink the situation he has found himself in and why and how his part got him here.
Yeah. So you don't know this, and Dex would never know this. But when Ralston goes to sleep next, he's gonna have a nightmare about this moment. And that will make him wake up in a cold sweat, and he'll shake it at first, but it will always kind of linger, and whether or not he has the capacity to change his life, who knows? But you put him a little bit on that path for sure, in a very strong way. You like kick him over to that path and say, "Give it a try." As he like kind of like he lets out a laugh, and you can tell like he's like genuinely terrified as he realizes like you are a gunslinger, and the stories he's heard about gunslingers are true. And he's like, "You're right there, Bailey. I'm just messing with you. I'm just kidding you. You know, we don't have to. There ain't nothing. I mean, water under the bridge, right? We should get back to your friend. I think I mistook whatever it was I saw him. Probably just a Kaloo or something."
Don't do this again.
Sure. Yeah, no, you're right. It's stupid. It was stupid. I'm stupid. We should go.
That's the worst.
It's the best episode of Alf ever.
And as he like moves past you, like he climb up, he's like, "You're right. No, never again. We're just gonna go ahead and just put this behind us. Ain't no reason we have to."
I'm talking.
Right. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. And then he gets up and on the ridge, and
He's never gonna make it to that next sleep.
he just barely is able to fling himself off of the ridge as he shouts out in terror, as the shadows of the outcropping there that he's climbing up to move and materialize, and you see that creature come out, and right as it like swings for him, he just barely has enough time to hurl himself back, lands like hard on his back, knocking the wind out of him, like definitely incapacitating him for a moment as he like lands hard on like stony rock. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Do I hear
You
that
hear a
yell?
shout. You hear the shout for sure.
Can I
You just immediately like fire. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm terrified. I'm alone.
You have
and
like, there's
I
no
just-
way
I
Eloise
can't-
isn't like ready with that thing. And like, if she would do it at the moment she hears anything like that, like a shout, like she can. So like, there's a shout, Eloise. You pull the trigger. A flare flies up into the air. Gus, you are talking to Merrick, being like, "Dex is a professional. Nothing you need to worry about." He's like, "All right, then we have nothing to worry about." And then up into the sky, kind of flickering, a red flare lingers and arcs. And Castilla yells, "Double time!" And as Castilla rushes forward, you see him like pull on the lever of like that machine gun, and like the actuating arm attached to his shoulder like swings it around in front of him as he like runs forward, trying to clear this terrain to get a line of sight to the truck.
Whisker, get to work, bud.
Mister's like, "Oh shit!" and like starts like trying to run while getting the pack off.
I heard the pack and I'm holding it for him so he can get out what he needs.
Fantastic. Cool.
Guys, for these last 2 rolls, the dice have been with me.
Nice. I spent a grit to make my own luck.
Okay. Plus 11. And all of you can have a grit.
Just spent it.
As I twist the knife. And tracker here. Anyone get better than an 11?
You know, hold on. You just gave me a grit, so I'm gonna play to the gallery.
Back at 2.
Not that good, but it did give me one more hit. So
Okay. So I'm just gonna count down 10. 9.
Yeah.
Okay, Dex has a 10.
all right.
9, 8, 7, 6.
7. Now, L.
Eloise's current Jiv is what? Can't see it.
Ooh, no.
3.
No.
You have a 3?
I have a 3.
No grit or anything, right?
No grit expenditure is gonna make it worth it.
Cool. So we start initiative, and the creature goes first. And it is going to, having made Private Ralston kind of topple over, it rushes down at you. Its form seems completely reconstituted. All of the wounds and injuries you saw it have before have completely come back. It's like it was the first time you saw it. If anything, it's a little bit bigger. As it rushes forward, as it moves with that unnatural speed, flakes and cracks of its body like break off and like dissipate in the air. Those glowing like eyes just like shine right down at you. You like it's impossible to comprehend how this thing could be missed in the dark, but obviously it has a way of completely cloaking itself as it zooms down towards you, easily dropping down that ridge. And attempts to attack you. X
Doesn't want to eat Alf?
doesn't.
I'm going to put that in the against column for this creature.
Wow, this is not a great roll. You're only up against a 4.
Wow, I also didn't roll very great, but I got an 8.
Okay, yeah, no, that was a garbage roll. Next attack, it claws at you once. You are able to like hop back, and like your hands were like there the whole time, and in an instant you have your guns ready, and you leap back out of the way. If Ralston was like fully conscious, he would have been able to see how quickly you drew, but there's no way in hell he did. The next attack. Right, that's a much better roll. You're up against an 11.
Woof. Yeah, this is a truly terrible roll. I have a 2.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Welcome to Injury Town, baby.
Yeah, that is 12 damage with 3 armor piercing.
I think you mean a class 2 injury.
Yes. Go ahead and roll a d20 and let's see what the injury table said.
I am exhausted.
What's the effect of that?
It's a -1 to everything.
Okay, cool. You're fast. This thing is inhumanly fast.
I ain't that fast.
And you get your guns out, but this thing does swipe at you, and the way you're able to avoid it is you actually like spin yourself around, and like you feel its claws like scrape on like your cloak and like rip it a little bit as you tumble from the force of it like ripping your cloak partially off you. And you like spin like 4 times and hit the ground hard. And your training is able, like your body moves without you really like you hit hard enough that like your vision clicks out for a second. But your training kicks in enough and you find yourself on your feet with like your cloak like tattered around you. And like you are like slightly dazed from that. And this thing's already pressing on you with a 3rd attack.
He's too far away for me to intercept, right?
At this moment, yeah.
Okay.
You can't. You maybe saw a little bit of movement as the thing like appeared and went down. But like down where they are, they're out of your line. You're up against a 12 in this one.
I have a 12.
Okay. Cool. So that is 4 damage with 3 armor piercing.
Okay. Yeah, I will just take that damage. The toughness on my armor reduces it enough.
So like you get to your feet, you are like already on the back foot. This thing is right there, and it slashes up and gets like into your armor on your chest and like lifts you off the ground a little bit. But you're able to like stumble back and then like dodge another blow as it swings around and like takes like a deep gash out of the stone behind you. How often do I get a gunslinger completely on his own so I can double down and only give him?
Cool.
Come on.
I mean, at least tell the people you're doing this for an arm. Like, tell the people.
First step is admitting you have a problem.
And yeah, it's gonna yeah, we're gonna do this. So I gave you a grit. I spent 4 grit. This thing's gonna double down. It's gonna take another claw at you.
Okay.
Best roll. You are up against a 10.
I will spend 2 grit so I can count this 12.
Okay. So that's the gash that hits the rock behind you as it claws at you again. You dive forward, finally getting your footing enough that you're able to like kick up and get ready. And you think like you're going to be quick enough to like get a draw on this thing. Like you've been almost able to line up a shot. And as you start getting ready, this thing's already turned around and its face is no longer there. And a giant column of light flies out at you.
Okay.
Ah! No.
Is this an insight power?
It is.
Okay. It has a -1 against me.
Cool. Yeah, because you're not rolling discipline because it's not quite an insight power, but it is insight based. But yes, you have the talent
Mental barriers.
mental barriers, which means insight based attacks are at a -1 against you. Okay, cool. That's gonna force me to spend a grit or spend 2 grit so that I can play to the gallery here. So you get another grit.
As much as I would love to satisfy your dark hunger for limbs, I am gonna spend 3 grit to go at strong.
Okay.
Or I guess I hear your number first.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Okay, yeah. I spend 3 grit to go at strong to count my 14.
It was, in fact, 3 12s.
Hunger for arms.
But your 14
I
gets
feel
you.
vindicated.
The 14 gets you there. You said 3 grit?
Yeah, I'm at 5 now.
Ooh. After that flurry of grit expenditures back and forth. Yeah, you think like you're gonna have it, and its face is gone. You've seen this before, and like your training makes you like your body move without you having to process all the information, and you just like from your kneeling position like kick to the side, and like you fly like and like hit like Ralston's like legs and like roll over him. And he's like, like still trying to, he's still trying to get the first breath of air in after he fell down. This all happened in like a flash. As Eloise, you see from the ridge where they went down, a bright column of light go and like carve a swath in the ground, breaking part of that ridge, and then dissipating in the air. Dex, it's your turn.
I shoot him.
Okay.
Straight to the point.
Oh no. I may have to make my own luck. I have a 9 right now.
I have an 11.
Nah, I'll keep the 9.
Okay, it's 2 net hits. It's 12 damage, no piercing.
Okay. Yeah. So you fire off the first shot. It breaks into that like dark, like bark-like hide around this body, and that cracks and breaks. A little bit of light shines through. You follow up with your second shot.
Yeah.
This time you are up against an 11.
I again have an 11.
Okay. How much damage?
6 damage, no piercing.
Yeah, you and you hit like both in the same area, and like it like splinters and then cracks, and more of that light kind of shines through as this thing then like goes like and like pulls itself back to reassess how to attack you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I think I actually just stand my ground in the hopes of keeping this thing here rather than letting it run away.
Cool. So yeah, you like stand up like one leg in front of Ralston, one leg behind as like he's like on the ground, and then you step.
Oh, I gotta clarify. I don't in any way protect Ralston.
Yeah, and then you just step away from him and like and plant yourself in front of this thing, and it like kind of like curls, and those spines like grow and quiver and crack and break as it like stands off with you for a second. It's like, and Gus, it's you.
So I can't even like see where this thing is, right?
Nah, I mean you can have taken Merrick's pack, but he's like on the other side of it trying to like get at the stuff.
Better way I can like delay my turn.
You can, absolutely. Yeah, you just hold your turn. And that makes it Porter's turn.
Is that a bad idea? I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna get this dang thing from this dang kid. God dang it.
So that makes it Porter's turn as you wait. You hold the pack out like, get it! Porter, it's you. You're rushing forward.
Yeah. As soon as the flare goes off, I'm booking it straight toward it.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend as much. I think I spend my whole turn just running, trying to get there.
Yeah. You can roll an athletics test to see how far you get and how many actions it will take.
Great. Well, this will be fun. Come on, little die. Hey, that's a success!
All right. So it will take you your full action, but you make it a decent amount of the way to the point where if you don't roll well on your next athletics check, you'll still end your turn within line of sight of this thing.
Okay.
And if you were to roll well on your next athletics text, you might be able to also like take a quick action or something.
Great. Love that.
Roll well does require more than one success though.
Fair enough.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so it's a dynamic fight. Things can happen. Merrick drops down, opens up the sack as you let go, Gus. And Merrick spends his turn grabbing like two. He pulls out a crate, which he presses his thumb on, and it immediately turns green. And he lifts it up and grabs like basically a rod that he pulls back, and then his thumb is on that as well, and it beeps at him and goes, and this thing extends, and the ring kicks out, and that kind of those emitters like. All appear and light up, and it kind of hums with an energy as he doesn't even have a chance to hold it out to you, and you grab it. And
is there a button or something?
It seems to be fully activated. That's his turn. Castilla makes better time than you do, Porter. Getting well ahead of you and turning the corner, and then breaking line of sight with you. And Ralston moans on the ground, gasping for air.
This guy is useless.
Gus, I assume you want to take your turn now?
Yes. Yeah, I book it in whatever way is fastest.
Well, for you, there's other options.
Yeah. So you said there's a bunch of brush? Like
no,
between us and them?
it's a big. What's dividing you from this fight is like a big, like stony outcropping of like earth. Not like necessarily, not like far from being a mountain, but like jagged, sharp rocks that probably go up about, we'll say like 3 stories tall, and then something around like 60 yards long. Like that's the bisection. You're pretty close to the end of it, so like you could run around like Porter and Castilla are, but you do have certain abilities that could get you over this thing if you really want.
Do I do it? I do it. I Hulk.
No way.
No, it's an athletics test. Is the thing. You can do it anyway.
Well, so
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Sorry, Hulk will give you a bonus to an athletics test, which
Will it not let me jump over the thing?
no, this thing's 3 stories tall.
And
You got to do
Super jump is the one that does that.
Yeah. It will make it so you can like an extremely good roll on a normal athletics test, powered up by Hulk and everything, to give you those extra like successes and everything. If you got like 5 or so successes, you could probably clear this thing in 1 turn and be done. That's what Hulk could achieve.
What about Wall Walker?
Wall Walker would also help with that. It still would require an athletics test. It would make it a lot easier for you to like make a lot of ground because but you still have to clear that vertical and down, which does just take time if you're running up it.
Dang! All right, I'm just gonna run. If I can while I'm running, I'm gonna chug this tonic.
Sure. I mean, like, so, like, still, like, while running up it does save you a lot of time, and also, like, Hulk would also make it easier for you to clear it. That depends more on rolls. Like, if you're saying you don't have super jump, which I thought you had,
no.
Like, super jump would be like you'd be able to clear it in a single bound, and then
yeah.
But
I have blink like an idiot.
Well, that also would get you to the top, and then you could run down. But any of your powers will work. You just have to decide what you want to do. It just requires rolls. That's all.
No, I'm just gonna run for now. I'm just gonna run it. I'm gonna run it and chug this thing as I go.
Okay, so you're running the normal path with Porter and Castilla.
Yeah, but faster.
Yeah, I mean you're further away from them. because you were off to the side with Merrick. So you can still roll it. You might be able to catch up with Porter at least.
Screw it. All right, dang it, I'm gonna point to the top.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, go ahead and roll somatics, and either way you can drink whatever the tonic is you're drinking, because it's a free action to drink a tonic.
We're gonna have to kill these dudes.
A drink.
I hope it kills these dudes.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. I got 5 hits.
Okay.
Should just rolled Hulk. I mean, we could have been done with it.
Okay, cool. So that means I believe you only take you take 1 damage direct to your hit points.
All right.
As you grab this thing, you're right there next to Metzger. You take like 3 steps forward, and as you do, you reach out, and it's like pushing yourself through this red hot energy that goes up your arms. And then you kind of grab that, and you grab like nothing at first, and there's this big red like kind of light in your palm, and like as you jump, you like squeeze that light, and there's a like big red like flash of light that goes like out and up, and you go and you appear at the top of these stones, like your hand kind of singed. And you see down below you, from this vantage point, you see Dex squared up against this thing. And Eloise like kind of almost a little bit directly below you, with the flare.
Yeah, I get down, and I get at that thing.
Okay, cool. So let's roll
as much as I can.
Yeah, let's roll athletics. See how cleanly you can dismount from this 3-story tall thing. If you don't roll super well, you may have to also roll gymnastics to reduce falling damage.
I think the last time that we fell this far, we were in a mine and Tommy took a limb. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, he did.
So this is going to be at negatives before you tell me any numbers or anything. This is at negatives because it's an extremely sheer, difficult drop to like traverse handily. Honestly, if your muscle and athletics weren't as high as they are, I probably wouldn't even ask for a roll. I would just go straight to a gymnastics roll. So this is going to be at a -6. It's unopposed, but it's at a -6.
Okay, well then, -6. So that 14 does not explode, but my 3/8 do.
Unless you were gonna. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's 5 hits.
Yeah, still crackling with that red energy as it kind of like dissipates around. Gus like puts the restraining device over his shoulder as he full on just like drops down, bending one of his legs to like cushion his body, and just like on the benefits of like his armor alone is able to glide down this thing, sliding straight down an almost sheer slope, and then like even with that speed he finds a way to like push his leg out from underneath him to slow him down enough that he can like kick up off of stony rock. He goes flying over you, Eloise. You hear like you fire the thing, you see that beam of light, and then you hear like a crackle of energy behind you, followed by like what sounds like a rock slide. And as you turn, you see Gus just like leaping off of a stone about 12 feet above you, springboarding off. Using that momentum, he flies overhead and in like perfect form, like pulls the rod out in front of him, and then like pulls it in as he rolls perfectly over his shoulder. Big hard landing, rolls no damage, and keeps sprinting forward. Gus, your turn is done, but you are at the ridge. Dex, you see Gus skid to the edge of the ridge, holding this energy device. That red glow kind of finally dissipating away from his fingers as he does.
It took you so long.
Sorry, Dex. I got it.
Has this tonic taken effect yet?
Yeah, but yeah, the side effects don't start until the until the effects subside. He gets the benefits of the tonic, and then once the tonic is done, then he has side effect. Yeah. So you drink the tonic, which is a muscle enhancing tonic, so you feel that kind of energy coursing through.
Cool.
Oh yeah, go.
I'm gonna try to grab it.
You're gonna so you're out of turns. You're out. Your turn is done unless you want to double down.
I doubled down. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I guess y'all didn't hear it. I doubled down.
Okay, cool.
Double.
Oh, that's what you said when Dex said what took you so long. Yeah, so you double down, you shout out, "Sorry, Dex!" And then you no roll to have you jump down off this thing. And you like stab forward. If you're attacking with this thing to try and restrain it, it is a melee attack.
Bam.
And I'll go ahead and give you 2 grit as I bamboozle.
Cool. I'm gonna bamboozle you twice right back.
Ah.
Fair fight.
It's a good old-fashioned bamboozling.
Okay, well, I could have rolled better. I have a 9.
I also have a 9.
Ooh, you are the aggressor.
Yeah.
So that's a rating 1 grapple on this thing. As you lunge forward with this thing, like kind of landing, it was not quite ready for you to appear and leap at it, and so it raises its arm, and you just like get its arm and like twist and pull, and like as soon as this thing's like arm is within that ring, the ring like clamps down and constricts around it, and that glowing energy kind of like seeps in, that kind of like teal bluish energy, like almost seeming to burn and crack the skin of this thing as you twist and pull it down. It's like "Argh!" You have a rating 1 grapple on this thing.
Does the like toxin or whatever's in there do it? Like, yeah, I remember last time when it got grappled, it like lost some of its shine.
Yeah. So that like kind of like bluish energy is like kind of seeming to like
yeah.
flicker and everything. You didn't get as good a purchase on it. You have it more around the wrist. They had it on like its body, so like perhaps the effect was greater in with their grab. But yeah, you can see like that kind of bluish energy is like seeping and cracking the skin, and it's like it doesn't seem to enjoy what's happening to.
Now, is that? I forget. I never make melee attacks. I forget. Can I punch? Can I make another melee?
So this weapon in specific, it takes a focused action to use.
All right. Well, that's me. When I grab it and I say, "Dex, shoot it."
But you have Fist of Fury, right? Oh, but
does that apply?
I think it does.
Yeah. You can still if you have Fist of Fury, that's you get a free action melee attack. Or sorry, free action unarmed
I'm
attack.
gonna punch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm gonna punch it.
Who are up against a 10?
I'm gonna play to the gallery.
Okay.
Does 14 count? Goodness. Got 5 hits on that are 5 or below. I got 1 hit that's a 14.
Man. Oh man.
Okay.
So that's, I don't know, it's only 5, but it's all piercing.
So in that instance, you twist it and you try to like get like an elbow on it, but this thing is big and like fast and strong, and like it manages, like you're trying to like twist it to pull it into you, and it manages to contort and twist its body and like kind of fight against you, and you kind of pulls away from you, so you're not able to get a hit in, and you're kind of like now your arms are extended as this thing has pulled against you with its strength. And Eloise, it's your turn.
I was afraid you were going to say that. So I will run up
Okay.
to where it is.
Yeah. You're close enough. You can rush up. Yeah.
I guess I don't know what to do. I had this whole time and I couldn't think of anything. Okay, yeah, no, I guess I will I'll run up and I'll be like, because I don't want a Tafiti situation. So I'm gonna run up and be like, Jack, stop, please. We don't have to hurt you if you stop. Right. And then I think I take out my shield though, and I take my focused action to put my shield together.
It's a quick action.
Is it? I mean, I don't have anything else that's a quick action. So, and then
I hope it's a quick action.
It's collapsible. It's not
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's
so
different.
it does take because it's medium. And then I guess I will get somewhere where I can interpose myself between it and whomever is like right up on it. I'm not this brave, but I am this stupid, I guess.
So yeah, I think it's either a quick action or a focused action to get your shield set up. That's not a hard. So you rush up and your armor's like ching 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 ching, and like maybe your armor was already in place because and then you get your shield like extends out. You deploy it, and you can drop down as well.
Actually, is it a quick action?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then I will do 6 Sense.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. 6 Sense is a free action.
Oh, well, I do it for free then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to do 6 Sense, that's Mentalist power.
Is it just hit for hit? Dang it.
It's not quite. You can tell me how many successes you have, and I'll tell you what the benefit is.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, 2 does give you an additional initiative score, and then +2 to your defense test. 3 would keep your defense test at a +2, but would give you an additional initiative score.
Okay.
And if you got 4, then
I
you
will-
would get 3 to your defense test.
Oh. I don't want to twist the knife twice. Because the +4 will already put me over 17. So, will put me way over 17. So I will just twist the knife once and I'll get 3 hits.
Okay, that raises your initiative score by 2 and also gives you +2 to your defense.
And that's it. I still want to be posing.
Yeah, and you basically get that turn back. Increase your initiative back.
It's like nothing happened. Yeah.
Yeah, so you end up right next to Gus. You're not strong enough or big enough to really reach up and do anything with the rod to help Gus out, but you are right there, shield at the ready, shouting at Jack. And you do see that kind of glow crackling on the corner of her eyes a little bit as she like activates her 6th sense. It is the creature's turn. It is going to try and attack you, Gus, using a called shot to try and break this thing you have. It's,
Oh yeah, bring it on.
So have it in a grapple, so you're at a +1 defense. Because that's the rating of your grapple. It's at -1 against you, and you're at +1 again.
All right. Oh, it's been so long, but it feels so right.
What do you have right now? My current highest is a 7, but I have grit that I can use.
I have a 14.
I will not use my grit then. It's gonna do it again. With its next attack, it's gonna do the same thing. Okay, so your +1's basically gone now because you're taking multiple attacks. It currently has a 10, but again, I might want to use some grit. So what do you got?
All I got's an 11.
Cool. This is a go it
Which
strong.
beats it, but surely you got grit.
Yeah, this is going to be a go it strong situation for this guy. So I will
I'll
go
take
it
a grit. Thank
strong. You get a grit, Gus. And now I have 13, which explodes. So I have 2 successes over, and I will twist the knife. Because this attack is pretty much you're defending against it, but it's actually not damage against you. It's straight up damage against the thing you're holding.
Yeah.
So I have to twist the knife to get the 3 successes I need to break this thing. And so you are at 8 grit now, Gus.
Oh.
So yeah, it like swings like once and like grabs the thing, but like it doesn't knock it out of your hand. And like doesn't lower you. Like you basically, the way it did it before was it like hit it hard enough that like it pushed it into the ground, and then it used the ground and its weight to break it. But the first one like just hits it and you hold it steady, and then it like pulls back and you manage to hold your footing, but instead of swinging down, it like pulls and pushes up and manages to like hit with like its claws pointed straight out right at the break of this thing, shatter it off. And then it pulls that arm free, and then it will make an attack as it at directly you guys. With its third attack, it's gonna try to hurt yous. Now that it's spent 2 of its attacks breaking a thing.
It's not the first, it won't be the last. I hope not.
And this one is a 12.
Ah, at 11s.
You have an 11?
Mm-hmm. Be bamboozling or something.
Yeah, okay, so that's just gonna be yeah, it's just 4 damage with 3 armor piercing. It's basically nothing.
Purchase.
Yeah. It just kind of.
It's literally nothing.
Do you have enough toughness that you take away 4 damage? Nice,
That's right.
yeah. So it claws and hits your shoulder armor, but like you don't really like, you get pushed by the force of it, but like you're fine. Not even a bruise. As it's just like that one's wild. It gets the break off, and then it's just like with like 2 quick slashes, and you like kind of pull back and like just a little cosmetic scrape on your armor.
Dang, it was looking so dang nice.
And we will end this with me doubling down to push the attack on Gus. Oh, I just lowered. What? How much grit do you have, Dex?
Now I have 6.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone gets a grit. I keep accidentally grabbing yours and lowering yours for mine.
You can just tell them you want my arm real bad.
I do hunger for.
You've gotten mine twice, which is insane.
So Gus, it's gonna press the attack on you. This one is a 13.
All I got are 8s.
Okay.
I will interpose.
Oh, all right.
Well, no. How many hits is that over it first?
It is 2, so he would be taking 8 damage with 3 armor piercing. I have a 12.
Oh, no. Gus is fine. Never mind.
Okay.
I think about it.
Cool. So yeah, Gus, this time it pushes in, like rushing forward and like drives its claws into your like stomach. You manage to grab its wrist. It's hot to the touch, and like the skin is like sharp and jagged and sturdy. And you were able to stop it from like fully gutting you. But it does like knock the wind out of you a little bit. And yeah, it's 8 damage or 3 armor piercing. And then, as you pull back, Gus, you kind of like let go of the thing and pull back, like get your fists up, like dropping the stick at that point. You like push off and get your fists up.
I drop it towards Eloise, like, help.
You get your fists up, and you realize when you touched that thing, that kind of red glow reappeared at your fingertips. And the thing pulls back, and then as it does, it like arches its back and its face pulls away, and it's gonna shoot that energy blast at.
I'm gonna bamboozle you 3 times.
Okay. I will bamboozle you a single time, because that's all I got. That's my grit. That's what I have. Can't spend the other grit you just.
This is my fifth time being attacked, I think.
Yes.
Yes. We all know.
You gotta believe I'm counting those.
You are up against. I got bamboozled times. Can't. You're up against a 9, which explodes.
Right, I got a 9.
Okay. So, oh man, I forget exactly where the break happens. Oh, it's a different roll. No, it's the same roll. Can't use it. It's the same roll. So I can't use the grit you gave me to twist a knife, because we're interacting with the exact same roll. So it's just the 1, which will be 8 damage. With basically the way it works against you is you lose 4 shine, and then the remaining 4 damage buffets against your 4 toughness, because there's no piercing or anything like that.
I think in this moment, can I, or is because with damage has assessed? I can't.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I got 1 net success. I continue. You want to do something? Yeah.
Okay. Am I subject to the bamboozle?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, then I'm definitely doing it. Okay. I will. Oh. Does this count for my warding? Does the Sixth Sense count for my warding?
In this particular instance, yes. Because this isn't an insight power. It's an insight-based attack, which is different. So you are rolling a defense test, not a resist test.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Gotta beat a 9.
I mean, I have. I just want to keep rolling. Cool.
Rolling fast is fun.
I have 4 successes. My highest is a 15.
Cool. And you were rolling
13, 12, and 11. Okay. No.
You were rolling warding.
Yeah.
So Gus, you're a little confused, like as you see that glow in your hands, and it starts to dissipate. And then this thing pulls back, its face breaking and shredding away to reveal like a gaping chasm of light that shoots out at you, and you like pull back, like you're not quick enough to dodge light. But instead of it like hitting you, like you pull back and like squint against the light, like, oh, this is gonna be bad. And before it can get to you, Eloise reaches out, and that a pulse of golden energy emits from her hand. And as like the creature's head glows as if it's about to launch that energy blast at you, instead it gets launched back away from you and Eloise. And as it drops down, it pulls up. And that face slowly begins to reform itself as it pushes itself up off the ground.
And I will repeat my plea to stop.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Dex, you see that it gets buffeted back. It pushes up, and then like gets up. Its claws like elongate. Its spines quiver. And Dex, you cock back the hammers on your guns. That's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
We're gonna beat this thing up real bad.
I can't interpose anymore though, so that's it.
Sometimes the monster is in the middle of a lot of adventurers standing in a circle, and that's always really bad.
Yeah, you got Eloise with like like hits a stance, and like her eyes are glowing and crackling. Gus gets ready with his fists. Dex like cocks back the hammer. Porter unfortunately is not in the shot. Porter's not in that shot, but this thing has 3 drifters staring it down.
It's a watermark over Porter.
Oh, and Ralston goes,
This guy is
Useless.
the worst at this job. He's so bad at this.
Guys, you know what? I bet Metzger blinked like really hard and really long. I bet Metzger didn't see shit.
Yeah, he probably didn't say anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think you could probably gaslight Metzger into just like not being real confused about what happened.
What are you talking about? That's crazy. You're crazy, Metzger. You a crazy person. I like it.
Just gaslight Metzger. All right, we have some questions in the Discord. Also, we have any questions along the way?
There was one.
The one question was what tier in the chat during the game we had what tier is a blindness tonic.
Oh, I see you answered it.
But I did answer it during the break, saying that remove sense is a tier 2 property. So Porter didn't have the time to make a blindness.
And it's important to note that it's called remove sense, not blindness. So you could make them unable to touch anything.
Feels good. It's actually, it does dictate that it's just sense of smell, taste, or sight. It's and
Dang.
hearing. It doesn't. There's no touch. You can't make someone's body. You can't make someone's body go numb.
Listen, find us at a con. I'll put it in
you
there.
should. Let me know.
Remove sense of touch and then set their house on fire.
Terrible. What?
That is
Wow.
You could have just injected them with poison.
Right.
All right.
This way it looks like an accident.
Okay, moving on. Questions. We got questions. We went late
why
tonight.
did you become a serial killer?
Well, I'm just gonna move
I'm
past
playing
this.
such a
Roman's a
nice boy, I
serial
need to
killer.
let
We
it
gotta.
out.
All right. So Argatlam submitted some questions through the Discord. Any of you in the chat, if you have questions, we're gonna move through these in the Discord. If you got questions, throw them in the chat. We will answer them. But we did go late, so we're gonna.
Goodness.
So we got a few. Argatlam has a good old classic. Let's build a character. How would you make Inspector Gadget in Manifest?
Well, you've got to be privileged because, guys, it's expensive to be Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, Inspector Gadget has a lot of privilege. So
True.
Yeah, and
He's-
you have to
Think
have
about it.
you have to have Gremlins 3 from Shadowrun.
No, you just what you do is you You do.
All of your implants are poor quality.
Yeah, you have
aesthetic.
poor quality prosthetics across the board. You make sure you don't have any useful skills. Maybe, just maybe, you take theoretically skilled, but you don't have a very high lore stat. You have like a 10 in lore. That way you can use theoretically skilled a couple times a day to roll at a 10, and then everything else is bad.
You also have to have an unknown, unnamed sister or brother, so you have a niece who has definitely the tenacity tree.
It's funny you
Next
say
up.
that. The second part of Argotlam's question is connected to the one above. Let's build Penny.
Okay.
Who is way more competent than a kid her age should be, surprisingly competent hand fighter. And if the newer series is to be believed, has a pet who is also shockingly competent.
No, Brain has always been.
Brain has always been around.
The most.
No.
competent.
The hand-to-hand fighting is if the new series is to be believed.
I misread.
Okay.
I've watched Inspector Gadget 2 within the last couple years, so I'm up to date.
I mean, I loved that cartoon. Like same thing as Darkwing Duck. Like I'm all about it, like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. So you get the metal tree.
Brain is a working.
Oh, not an axe handle hand.
Oh yeah, no, that's good.
I think the thing is that
And
Brain is something like with a way higher instinct than any of the like hound type creatures.
So like a jackalope.
Because everybody in Inspector Gadget is like, oh, that's a normal dog, and he's like in a trench coat and a hat, and is like, rah, 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 rah. And everyone's like, yeah, that's fine. So to get that like absurdity, I think you need like a freaking wampus.
Is it a squawk?
Something.
Maybe it's a strong
trench
insight. That's good. Maybe it's a strong insight person who has beamed their consciousness into a dog. To an axe handle hound.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think Penny is. It sounds like from the new series, an urchin brawler with the metal tree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She was also good at like solving the like mechanical issues that Gadget would make. Like when Gadget is like about to be eaten by a conveyor belt, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" She's like, "Okay, I'm a hacker now."
She has great lore. She's the only one putting together clues.
So it sounds like the talent trees are.
She also has to be able to lie.
It's either
Know-how.
vigilance or know-how, because if she's good at getting clues, you got the Pinkerton talent in vigilance, and if she doesn't necessarily actually need that much of the stuff from the know-how talent, if she's just repairing things, because if she's not crafting the stuff, she doesn't need the know-how and talent. But I think it's vigilance, metal,
It's gotta be metal,
and brawn, so that she can be good at hand-to-hand. And then she just has a good reasoning attribute and a good tinkering skills.
You can do a lot with a good reasoning attribute, an omni tool, and some grit.
Yeah, exactly.
She also has to have good manipulate because, good blend, because Gadget's always like, "Good night, Penny," and Penny is like, "Good night, Uncle Gadget. Nothing weird happened at all." So there's
It's great.
too.
Before we get to Argotlam's other questions, there is one in the chat, which is the Digi Disguise, this is from Carnaxis, is the Digi Disguise a craftable item? They've been thinking about the Essential NPCs podcast lately. The
Digi Disguise is a craftable item.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Digi
It's on my
Disguise.
list of craftable things that I'm gonna craft.
It is either worn around the neck or built into the brim of a hat, and it digitally constructs a false face over your own face, and gives you a lot of bonuses to impersonation.
The necklace is more versatile, but the hat is classier.
Right. We have another one from Carnaxis. We'll get to that in a second. Back to Argotlam's from the Discord. This is a hypothetical, I believe. A Proto-Martyr remnant group comes across a Battlefield Earth style hangar full of Harrier jets. Unlike Battlefield Earth, these guys, what causes more damage? The Proto-Martyrs successfully deploying the weapons, or the Proto-Martyrs crashing after flying very badly and then subsequently exploding? Here's
it's both is the thing.
Someone would die in the hangar and they would explode, and that would blow up 3 or 4 Harriers. And
Yeah,
But that has
It's
never
battle
deterred a
around.
proto-martyr from trying to get dangerous technology to work before, and they've proven they're willing to blow themselves up as many times as it takes to get it to work.
Yeah. Well, and also they would find them, figure out what they do, and then figure out where they could put
where they could make it blow
in
up.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
That's 100% what they would do. They would figure out how to use it very successfully and then also wire in their own tech so that it self-destructs if it's ever compromised. And then
if they get in any sort of aerial dogfight, the second they catch a bullet, the whole thing goes up.
no, their stuff is good.
But there's explosives all over that jet, and
Yeah, but it's not mixed, you know.
Yeah,
the
it's not-
explosive
it's-
isn't mixed.
It's
Yeah,
here's the
got
thing, it's not when it
mixed.
takes a bullet, it's when it takes
It's tied
two.
to the life signs of the pilot is the real thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and when it takes too many bullets, then it does explode in the middle of the air. At that point, I think they probably just like fly it directly at whatever they're fighting, being like, "Well, this will work. We are flying a bomb."
The pilot flies the plane into somewhere and ejects, and then you see the pilot explode in his parachute in the sky as well.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my
I think
god.
we did it.
It's extremely expensive fireworks.
Okay, final question from Argentlam in the Discord. Can an Omni tool be used offensively? If not directly, can it be used to quickly generate a basic melee weapon? There
That's a
is
good question.
there is a talent that that allows you to craft in combat. You can craft pretty much any item that's craftable. You can craft in combat. It takes a lot of initiative. It takes less initiative if you have an Omni tool. But then that item functions as it would when you successfully craft it, but then does break down afterwards. So like if you have that talent and you're in the middle of a fight, I mean, you got to get a lot of successes to do it in one roll, but you could technically like craft a freaking jetpack or a gun or like a grenade out of nowhere and then use it. I mean, the grade's the best because it doesn't matter that it falls apart afterwards because it will have blown up. But like you could like really quickly put together like a friggin' machine gun out of your supplies, use that machine gun for the full duration of the combat, and then it breaks afterwards and becomes unusable scrap. So the machinery cubes are irrevocably lost.
But
I mean-
unfortunately for me personally, the Omni tool does not like turn into like a cattle prod or like static gloves or anything like that.
I mean,
which
I think
would
in
be
the
very cool.
absolute most desperate scenario, like you could turn it into a screwdriver and use it as an improvised melee weapon. It's
Yeah.
not very good, but like you shake a guy with a screwdriver enough, it's gonna hurt.
What we have seen with pretty good success is using Omni tools in combat against technologically advanced opposition to mess up their stuff like a lot.
to like deconstruct it or like sabotage.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, we've seen that used before because that's just a technology or a machinery role. Or I think in the podcast we saw, maybe he didn't. I guess his Omni tool helped him, but like, didn't Giles like make it to like a railgun?
No, he got the arm that they hadn't yet put on the Colossus that had the Colossus gun on it,
Oh,
and he jammed his Omni tool in there, and he did shoot it.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
There's definitely like you can get super creative with Omni tools, especially when you're not fighting a giant luminescent monster and instead are fighting someone with stuff.
We checked. What's he got in his pockets?
Ooh, reach in and find out.
Well, don't tempt me.
Dex drops his guns, rushes forward, and jams his hands into the hips of this thing.
Nah, that's a Rayhampton move. Mug a guy in the middle of a fight.
Okay, so those are the questions from Discord. We have another one in the chat from Carnaxis, which asks, are there any plans for guest appearances from old players? I assume you mean like essential NPCs, like cast members, like coming in and playing, and not like characters, but I'll answer both. Basically, there's always a chance that we'll have a guest star here or there. No solid plans yet made. But there was a while back we had like Sean 4 appear for a one shot during a week off. There's
That's where this Gunslinger Guild came from, actually.
There's every chance that we end up with a guest star at some point. It could be someone that you recognize from Essential NPCs. It could be someone else. There's some logistical problems there. For one thing, scheduling is always a thing. And story elements are another thing. And then also on top of that, like sometimes, we need to help like people like get a setup that will work and stuff like that to match the kind of, I mean, I don't want to we don't have an extremely high level of quality yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah. We are currently talking to a couple of people who we hope to bring on during this season. We don't know when, but we're really excited to have them. They are thus far new friends instead of old Essential NPCs. But we are excited when it all fits together to have them. So don't worry, there will be some variety. You're not stuck with just us for the next 50 episodes. But
I shave
right now,
sometimes, so like that's.
but for right now, it's just you're stuck with us in the desert.
Yeah, they're trapped in the mountains. They can't find it.
Oh, look, a stranger. Hello.
A wild one. Hi, Badlands Pete.
And if you're ever talking about other characters that we've seen before, they are in the world. They exist in this world. There are canonical characters.
Harry. We should stop what we're doing and go.
Just to go to Dubai Station. Harry. Yes, please take another campaign to Dubai Station and spend 15 episodes chilling in Tobias Station.
No, Tobias Station is a utopia. There's no reason for a gunslinger to ever go there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That I believe is it for the questions. Just double checking. Yep, nothing more in the Discord, nothing more in the stream chat. We are going to be
ask about the Ninja Turtles next week.
What? We are going to be
we've done them.
Have we? Oh no.
I do not remember.
Space Jam.
Stop it. Let the man ask his own question.
That's fair. You do.
Okay, we are going to be back.
Which do you think we're closer to having a manifest currently, Kong or Godzilla?
Both.
Kong.
Stinkless Ape, Kong.
Both. Ask us next week.
Oh man, that exists.
We are back on next week, April 13th. Doesn't look like anyone, I think, is actively streaming things in the tabletop RPG category. That makes sense. We go pretty late. So no raid or anything tonight, but we are back on April 13th. Same manifest time, same manifest plays. And we'll see what happens as we have paused once again in initiative. And just to make sure I don't forget, let me just go ahead and that 3 that I have, make it 8 for now. All right, cool.
Don't forget to follow, and subscribe.
Like, follow, and subscribe. Do it.
Smash.
Also, straight up, thank you to Argotlam, Random Jerk, Ryak.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Holy crap! That was so incredibly generous of you.
Thank you for all the love. That's amazing.
We're gonna have Dex's emote in the chat for y'all next week. Anyone
Dex is in the chat for when I double down on this fool.
We're gonna get some Dexes in the chat next week with all these subs. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. We can't wait to see you again next week. Bye now.
Bye.